Oh, I forget that this thing goes live that fast. And new system and everything like that. As you can see, we are joined as always by my esteemed co-host over here, Mr. Richie King, and then our newest member of the Woe Entertainment family, Mr. Carl Albertson from Paranormal Nation Radio, as he's working on some stuff. We will get into the comments here in a little while. Excuse me. Make sure you go over and check out all of our sponsors here at the Woe Radio Show, as well as Woe Entertainment, with Team Leah. Justice for Leah. Damn, I need another drink. Misfits Bar and Grill. It's weird not having it up around the screen for me.
Next week.
Yeah, next week we'll do that. Misfits Bar and Grill down in Blue Springs, Missouri. And Lux Construction, which we won't be having a Don't DIY tonight, unless Carl's got one mysteriously tucked away somewhere. But we, and that's mainly because of what we're talking about tonight, and the fact that I just have not had time to actually go and look for one. I got one sent to me by John Witchroff, or Witchworth, and I see Dean, I see Daryl, but yeah, I and Richie, whenever I show you this one next week, you're literally gonna poop yourself. Like, you're gonna be what in the unholy fuck. So anyway, excuse me. What just popped up on the screen? That was crazy. I had to look up and poof.
I put you over later. I gotta make it small.
So, make sure you're sharing the show. Now, here's the thing. Thank you. Here's the thing. Jeff is in studio with us. Say hi, Jeff.
Hi, Jeff.
You don't have to yell either. And Jeff isn't actually running tech tonight. He's basically being the drink bitch. So
drink bitch. I'm the office gnome.
So I see Jade Lopez. How you doing, Jade? We're only going live on Facebook for 30 minutes. So another 27 minutes, and we will be on our YouTube only, and we're going to do this from now on. No trivia questions in the first 30 minutes, and no entries given away to the mystery box at all for the first 30 minutes. You have to be on the YouTube channel to be able to get that. Plus, with what we're talking about tonight, we are more than likely going to get banned from Facebook permanently. Just saying. I see Hambone Gaming, 25 Gaming, over on the YouTube channel. How you doing? Oh, okay. So Richie, let's go ahead and jump into our weeks and everything like that. Jeff's being a retard over there. Yeah, go for it, man.
Well, I got a bad tooth. It's killing me. It's been bad since March, but the VA, the COVID thing, ain't gonna let me in there to fix it.
Right.
I've been dealing with it.
Yeah.
Let's drop me. I'm about to say some things.
Right.
All right. That's where I'm at with that. So,
Well, they've got the community care thing.
I got a pair of vice grips too.
Well, yeah.
That's what I'm
A
Well, if you
string
go
and
to
a
the
door.
dentist, you have to wear a mask.
I don't wear a mask.
Put that mask up there and try to pull it in.
Yeah. It's like wearing a mask to go to a restaurant to eat.
Yeah.
Or wear a mask
I
driving down
actually
in your car.
I seen somebody driving down the highway the other day in their car with their mask on, with it pinched between their lips, smoking a cigarette while they're driving in their car with the windows all rolled up. I was like,
Yeah.
what on earth?
What
So anyway,
real quick, we'll just get this over with out of the way here. Warrior Fest, guys, November 6 and 7. Start making arrangements now to come out there. So Misfits Bar Grill, same place was last year. Great people. If you're ever in Blue Springs, Missouri, take your ass in there and eat, man. There were some good people. Ladies that treat you right, the guys in there treat you right. You go in there and check them out. Do got confirmation of some bands this year.
Yep.
Mixology is coming.
Yep.
Reality Becomes going to be there twice. He's going to be there on June 27th, which we'll get to in a second. And Rosenbridge KC is going to be there. Agony Inc.'s coming all the way from Arkansas. Again, these boys come from Arkansas.
Yep.
Just for the veterans, man.
Awesome.
Yeah. And they are phenomenal. Like I hope you get to come down and hang out with us for
We
Warrior
plan
Fest
on it.
because it's.
And Kingfisher.
Yeah.
They wait for confirmation, but they said they'd be there. So.
We're also waiting on confirmation from HTW.
HTW.
Which they were supposed to be there last year. Really good band, but they had some personal stuff come up, so they couldn't. They had to cancel. But they said they are super excited to be able to come up this year. We're just waiting on 100% confirmation. So
We got comedian's going to be there. Jeff Onyx. You know that guy. He's a sound guy too, so they're going to accept the way he says.
he's wearing 2 hats this week.
Yeah. Hopefully, he can figure out which one to wear. David Scott, Petty Murphy, Noble Freeman, Mo Williams. Now, this lady.
Oh God, I love Mo.
She's a fantastic comedian. She does a lot of skits. They're incredible. So Mo Williams will be there. James Riley. I'm going to announce Richard Montano and Typhoon Panda, even though they ain't said yes or no. They're coming.
They're coming.
I got to drag their asses.
They don't have a choice.
And myself, we're going to be there. First day, guy, it's $10 a person a day.
So that's $20 for the weekend.
We decided on Friday we'd open at 6 o'clock.
Yep.
We're going to be there early, of course, get things set up. And then Saturday we're going to run at 5 o'clock.
Right.
So and we're going to do mystery box or 50-50 raffles.
Yep. Now remember, on the mystery box, you only need 39 entries to win.
Yeah, that's it. We've proven that. Annie Marie can confirm that.
Hambone says, "Man, no Tater this year." We don't know if
I'm not
Tater's
saying
going to
he's
make.
not coming.
Yeah, I talked to him kind of briefly about making Warrior Fest.
Right.
I'm hoping he will.
Yeah, he's not saying he ain't ruled it out.
Yeah.
He just ain't getting the confirmation yet. He's getting married on October 10th.
Yeah.
This year, and they're in the process of trying to buy a house and things. So he's got a lot on his plate right now. Now, June 27th, we're going to be at Misfits Bar and Grill.
Right.
We're going to have 3 comedians, an MC, and the band Reality Becomes.
Right.
Now, we had the lineup change. David Taylor is no longer in that lineup now.
Right.
Now it's David Scott taking his place.
Okay.
Richard Montano, myself. Hosted by Justice Snodgrass. And Reality Becomes will play us out. It's the owner's birthday.
Yeah.
Stephanie's birthday. So
Stephanie's birthday.
We'll have a good time doing that. June 20th right now. We'll be at the Hamilton Bowling Alley.
Okay.
And there's a lot of people liking both these shows so far.
Yeah.
Misfits is off the charts of people that
yeah.
coming. And possibly June 17th. We're advertising this, although we haven't heard a yes or no as far as cancellation goes. But June 17th, we're going to be at Clint's Comedy Stop in Kansas.
CLINT.
Yeah, Clint with a
Clint.
damn N in it. You read
Clint's Comedy Stop, you perverted bastards.
Yeah.
Because I know somebody out there thought it was something else.
Yeah, every time.
Dean.
Yeah.
I'm looking dead at you, Dean.
Where was that located at?
Overland Park, Kansas. That's
The OP. If
myself,
it's still standing
myself,
after all this crap.
Yeah, myself, Jeff Onyx, and I think Mike West. Mike West in that?
Yep, 119th and Metcalf.
119th Metcalf.
There's a lot of
At the
crap.
shops at Deer Creek Woods.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Mm-hmm.
We got that stuff all took care of. We got that stuff out of the way.
Yeah. So my week, I push mowed about a third of my 5-acre yard with the help of show wife, as well as weed eated a whole bunch of it. But I do have some positivity that came out of this. How many times have you ever said, has anybody ever said, hey, go grab that, it's free, you can have it. If it works, great. If it doesn't, oh well.
Yeah.
Went and picked up a weed eater that had been sitting in an abandoned house for at least a year or two. I was like, shit, I hope this thing works. What are you doing? Oh,
I'm entertaining your
God.
child.
Finally found somebody on Jeff's mental level.
Okay.
Anyway, so I pick it up. I take it up to Woe Entertainment HQ up there, and just something told me just prime it, pull it, and go. I went, all right. So I primed it 3 times, pulled it the first time, nothing happened. It was just, fuck. Threw the choke on, started running. yes, that thing runs like a rock star, and I didn't pay a dime for it. I was like, yeah. So, but yeah, so I mean that was great. But other than that, I mean, I'm pretty sore just from push mowing so much. And the show wife, God love her, she messed her knee up a few weeks ago. And so she's been out there with the push mower and her knee brace. Whenever I'm off weed eating or doing something else, she's out there with the push mower pushing. So, and that shit just got so thick. And the worst part is, and it's not so much as how tall the grass is, it's where all of the clover. Like, I never realized how thick clover grows.
Yeah.
But God, and I love the look of it. It looks beautiful, but mowing it sucks, especially when it's wet.
Being Cerny, so honestly, I thought he said Flint, and I was going to be like, well, don't drink the water.
Well, that's like going to Tijuana. You just don't drink the water. Hambone.
I play donkey games.
And Hambone from another 5th Marines guy, Semper Fi. But yeah, and I love Tater's comedy, and I can't wait to get him back on stage.
Yeah.
Because he is the first official, well, second official comedian of Whoa Entertainment, aside from you. Dean, I need more than a lawn tractor. I need a brush hog. But yeah, so I mean, other than that, we're just dealing with trying to get my zero turn going again, and troubleshooting all of that, because the way that one's set up, it shouldn't need a new hydrostat yet.
Which brand?
It's a Woods, but I've got a big hydraulic fluid tank, so we think that it might have just vapor locked one side.
Good head.
So that's what we're kind of trying to figure out. But anyway, did either of you guys hear President Trump's message last night?
I did, and
Thoughts?
Channel 5.
Yeah.
I ain't watching nothing that got on program on there ever again.
Oh God.
They do nothing but fucking lie the whole time, and I'm real sick of it. Because I watched the same thing they watched.
Yeah.
And they said Trump was telling everybody they don't have a right to protest. That's not what he said.
No, in fact, he actually said, "I stand with the peaceful
That's right.
protesters."
Exactly.
Go back and look on the channel. If you're from here in Missouri, go back on KCTV5, and their headline goes, "Trump stands for law and order, but he's telling people they can't protest." That's the biggest bunch of shit there is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're going to get a lot of this here in a second, why this country is the way it is. Okay. But he's sitting in the military.
Yeah.
And I got news for you. You little rock throwers, don't hit a Marine like that.
Yeah.
Because there's different rules apply when you get a federal in there.
Yeah.
When you get the boys in there.
Well, and that's the thing, and that's the and this is probably why we're going to get banned from Facebook tonight, which I really don't care, but fuck the Zuck.
His
make
ass
sure,
part of this anyway.
Yeah. Make sure you head over to our YouTube channel and subscribe and watch the rest of the show on there. In just over 15 minutes, we will be cutting the feed on Facebook, and we will be on YouTube only. So for the remaining hour and a half of the show. So, but anyway, so. And here's my thing, okay? My heart goes out to the family of George Floyd.
Absolutely.
Because that's just uncalled for.
Let's stand on that right now. Let's get this cleared up.
Yeah, I have
what happened to him was murder. Period.
Exactly.
Now,
in my own personal opinion, okay, and you guys can agree or disagree, and this is a free fucking country. We have the First Amendment right. I think that not only the officer that had his knee on the guy's neck, the other 3 officers that were there should be charged. And then the cocksucker that was videoing it, not doing anything about it, should be charged as well.
Will you guys pin the link for YouTube?
That's
what people ask.
Yeah, hold on a second. I'll
pin the link.
Yeah, the YouTube link.
Yeah, I come in with a bad tooth in my head, half drugged up to talk about this issue today. It's how serious I am with this.
Hold on. I'll give it to you.
About all this crap.
I just put WO Entertainment YouTube. Hold on, go on YouTube.
Not only should they be charged. Listen, I'm all for them guys charging this man. That cop murdered that Carl, and I'm all for people protesting. Absolutely for them protesting.
There you
Don't
go.
have
It should be a voting.
And here's the problem with it.
Yeah. Just give me
What I do have a problem
it's easier.
is where these pallets of bricks come from. These looters are throwing. You know, why are they burning up cop cars, burning up civilian
News
cars,
vans.
news vans?
Why are you going
They
to
were
burn
here
down a
in Kansas
bakery?
City for the last 4 nights. They've been attacking the media.
Mhm.
The media they're on your side. They're so damn biased.
Yeah.
You know, I don't condone any of that, and I won't. And Black Lives thing to me, you know how I feel about Black Lives. The term Black Lives, it's a racist organization.
Yeah.
Okay.
100%.
And they've been making comments now, not all of them, but a lot of them make comments. We're going to come to the rural areas and the suburbs. No, you won't. No, you won't.
Well,
Because I agree with all what you're saying. Although the term Black Lives Matter, that's a racist term because you're singling
Yeah.
on one race of people. But
That's an excuse.
yeah,
they're not.
you know, all lives matter.
Here's the thing. I can stand with them on a couple issues, though. For 32 years, I've been telling everybody about this crap. And I got laughed at, or no, you're just an asshole. Or, you know, for 32 years, my family had been battered by the police. Yeah, we were an outlaw family, and we deserved to be arrested. I'm not disputing that. But when they put you in cuffs, it's over.
Ashley, ask that question in about 3 minutes, and I will.
When they
Address
put you in
that.
cuffs, it's over.
Yeah.
My uncle, they put him in cuffs. They started punching and kicking him. He snapped the cuffs. That's a true story. Snapped him and took out 3 cops. He got in trouble. Not them. The cops lied. And go a step further, guys. It ain't just the cops that lie. It's the prosecuting attorneys. It's the lawyers. It's the judges. Our system is so corrupt. For 32 years, I've been preaching this to everybody.
They couldn't make you shorter.
Yeah, I know.
Really.
Well, you know,
Look at all men and women in prison for
Oh,
something
yeah.
they didn't do because somebody.
right.
It's
Well,
too,
and we
they
talked
don't
about
want to say
that.
it.
Was this last week or the week before we talked about that?
Yeah.
With innocent people going to prison and everything like that. Well, and Ashley just put up a good question there, and whenever you get a chance, Carl, click that up on the screen.
I will.
She says, "Why are cops pepper spraying and gassing kids, and why are the kids in the riots?" And you know,
Well, first of all,
I'm
the gas, you can't aim them like you do a gun.
no, they just kind of lob.
Once they throw them, they're going everywhere. You know,
But you know, why are the kids in the
they're using
there
them
you
as a
go,
shield.
that one.
They're bringing them as a shield, thinking somebody's not going because they got a kid, they're not going to get
Right.
gassed.
So, you know, it's one of those things. Also, Ashley, everybody can now see your typo. But anyway,
Yeah.
Why are kids in the riots? And I'm going to tell you why. Because parents aren't disciplining their children, so they're going out and doing this bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, here's one of mine right now. You know, everybody knows him. I talk to him. I talk about him in my comedy set that I do. You know, this is my mini me. You know, I if I could, I'd take this kid everywhere with me. But it's one of those things where, you know, and there was actually a story of that I seen. This woman found out that her son was at one of these riots and doing this crap, and she in the street beat the snot out of him.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yeah, I'd do the same thing.
She saw him on the news.
Yeah, she saw him on the news, went out and fucking beat his ass.
You know what?
Yeah, good job.
Back to what she's saying though. Why are kids getting gassed? You pick a rock up and I'm standing there and you throw it at me.
Yep.
You're gonna get gassed.
Uh-huh.
Or a rubber bullet or a beanbag.
Oh, by the way, hey, get a hold of the looters. I wear a size 10, double E or triple E shoe.
9.
10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need some shoes here.
He wears size 7 in toddlers.
I could get a blue, preferably blue. I'm not trying to be picky, but you would have been good. But
I want to know where
it's
the
just
bricks
triple E
come
though. Okay?
Yeah.
I got a wide foot.
I've got to have wide shoes too.
from. Justin,
Huh?
I want to know where the bricks are coming from.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a
The
second.
brick factory.
Mm-hmm.
George Soros.
George Soros.
Yeah.
You see what Dean put up there.
And I
Dean
have,
says pepper spray and CS gas isn't like a bullet. It affects groups of people. Idiots take their kids into harm's way and should have CPS called it. And that's true.
it should.
Um,
It should.
You know, because, you know, and a lot of people that don't understand that whenever you
She's talking
launch
little children
a-
too, who ain't
right,
throwing,
yeah.
who ain't throwing nothing.
Right.
They shouldn't be there.
Little.
They shouldn't
like,
be there.
You know, he's 6. He'll be 7 in September, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
No, Gene, that's Kansas City. Not
But
Ferguson. This is Kansas City. They're doing right for right.
well, yeah.
Ireland.
But either way, it doesn't matter
No,
where it was.
but-
you know, the mere fact that, you know, and this is the thing. Okay, I am all for peaceful protest.
Yep.
I am all for it. It is your First Amendment right. It is your right as an American.
Right.
Frickin' do it. You know, if something that the government is doing is you don't agree with, and it's adversely affecting your community, by all means,
Protest.
protest.
Let me give you
Rioting and
two
looting.
names.
Hold on, let me
Go ahead,
let me
go ahead.
finish real quick.
Yeah.
Rioting and looting does nothing more than set the cause back that is being protested and set the people back who are protesting. It puts a bad name, you know. So basically, if Carl and Richie are protesting because
We need to go check.
Native American Native
Yeah, we didn't
Americans
get our
are-
checks yet.
yeah, we haven't gotten our damn checks yet, right? And so I get pissed off and I start throwing bricks. I just set them back, so they should be just as pissed off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Right, and
Mom
that's
says hi.
it. Doesn't happen like that. It
Right.
doesn't happen. You know, Edgar Meggers
That's
and Martin Luther King condoned.
Yeah.
Or they didn't condone any of that.
Well,
They didn't like that.
no, they peaceful
Martin Luther
protest. Rosa
King-
Parks.
He walked his ass up for many a mile.
Uh-huh.
There's stories of him walking into a crowd saying, "You knock that shit off."
Yeah.
He would chastise
That's right.
men
Anybody
and
who
women
started-
for doing that.
yeah.
So I don't know what the hell the problem is. I know people are frustrated and want their voices heard.
Well,
We got other platforms. We got other platforms.
We're on
social media.
2 of them right now.
You know, so but I got a couple questions, and this is where we're going to get a little sideways here, people. What about these black cops who die in the line of duty?
Yeah.
Where's Black Lives Matter?
That's right.
Right. Well, perfect example because this is recent. Hey, Tater just joined. So there was actually a African American federal officer that was murdered
Yeah, out there
in I think it was in Washington
in Washington or San Diego.
Yeah,
In front of
so-
that federal
yeah.
building.
because of these riots.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Where is Black Lives Matter for that?
Yeah. Our friend Lowell listened to the show. Robert Tanner
Yep.
reposted something I posted where it showed an image of a African American cop or black cop. I mean, no African Americans. First of all, labeling comes from the United
Right.
States government. Without labeling it. So a black cop have a black teenager by the throat, choking his ass.
Mhm.
Sure, he probably earned it. Being a teenage punk, but anyway, he was doing it. His friend called him a racist and unfriended him for posting that because that's not what we're here about. He just said, well, "Look, I just want clarification. You know, is this police brutality or is this what a white cop does?" So, because that video with that Mr. Floyd died,
Yeah.
there was some different races of people there. That was a pretty good smorgasbord.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
There's a
was.
pretty good smorgasbord of colors there. You know. So what's the agenda here? What's the agenda?
Show mom. Well, you're still on, so
What's the agenda here? Are you really wanting to have the conversation, or we just want to Black Lives Matter
Start
or
some
something?
shit.
How about all lives matter? And they do.
Yeah.
They really do.
everybody's life matters unless you're a chomo.
Yeah. And then he I don't
Jeff.
know what color he is. You know, he can get out of here. Jeff's a girl. But we really want to have a conversation? Because if it does, don't start the conversation up. We were oppressed because black people got the right to work just like we got the right to work. You know, people are like, I heard a guy say, well, they don't get home loans. I ain't getting a home loan either.
No.
No.
I do with your credit score. And black people commit most violent crimes in this country.
Yep.
They really do. And I'm not saying anything. It's not true. You don't like it? Google's free. Go look it up.
That's right.
They commit the most crimes. So what that does, it puts amps these cops up. They're already in a light. They're already, oh,
Right.
there's a
Well,
black
and
guy.
there's
You know,
a certain
because black people walk around, I do what I want. I do what I want.
right.
Look, take corona. Here's a piece of evidence for you. Take coronavirus. Look at the stats of coronavirus. Who did it affect and kill more of? Black people. You know why? Not because the corona is racist. It's because black people didn't want to shelter. They didn't want to follow the rules of shelter.
Right.
They got their own black people telling them that.
Mm-hmm.
Their own people saying that once they start sheltering and said, "Oh shit, this is serious."
Yeah.
Guess what?
Well, and there was a lot of communities, not just in the black community, but there was a lot of communities, and as much as I hate to say it, it was lower income communities.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, whether it was black, Hispanic, white, whatever,
Right.
it was lower income communities that weren't sheltering. But on the same note, those communities had to work because they couldn't just lock down for 2 weeks.
No.
Where are my bills going to get paid? You know, and so it's one of those. You know,
Actually, I see your question. I've seen more white cops be violent toward black.
that
cops.
is, and
No, you see it on the media.
Yeah,
right
on the
And
media.
That's
exactly
that is
right.
Because I'm
here's
gonna
the
tell
thing.
you, we live in a rural area. There ain't a whole lot of blacks around here.
No,
Men are
well, there's
still,
a few, but not many.
the men are still getting their ass whipped to guess what color they are.
Right.
His color.
Mhm.
Right.
Okay.
Well,
I mean, my whole family. There ain't a single male in my family who wasn't battered by the police, lied about, okay, did time because of bullshit.
Mhm.
And brutality just doesn't mean physical brutality. They're lying on you, taking away money,
Well,
making women to do sexual favors for them. Cops are like that. It runs rampant around here.
okay.
Runs rampant around here.
Damon, and I like his comment there, but here's the thing: who runs the media? Okay, who sets the guidelines for the media?
Your big corporations. your
No,
big
hold on.
money-
There's one specific organization. It's one of those alphabet soup ones that they're a 3-letter that sets all the guidelines for the media. That's the FCC. Who runs the FCC?
Federal government.
The federal government.
And he had a very good point. Stereotyping. You know where
So
stereotyping comes from? The government of the United States.
Yep.
Because what do you, or what, when you fill out job application, your taxes, what do you put down? White male.
Mhm.
Someone else puts down
I put other.
black male. Yeah, I put Native American. Okay. Well, the government of the States labels us right off the bat. We're already labeled
Right.
African American. First of all, if I was African American, I'd be pissed. I'd be pissed the hell off. Some of them aren't.
Yeah.
Some are not.
What if I came
ain't
from
never
Jamaica?
seen Africa at all.
Right.
What the hell's Africa? I've never been there. I'm born here. Hey,
Right.
I'm born in Cleveland. What the hell's Africa?
Yep.
So, but you got African Americans. You got all these labeled people. Guys, you want to? I got a cure. I got a situation how to fix all this.
I like what Dean said too. It's more of an issue of authority than it is a race issue.
Exactly.
What was that we you and I were talking about yesterday? You get somebody absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Yep.
We're not making this shit up. Look at the stats, guys. It ain't just Black Lives Matter. It's all lives matter. Cops get a badge on them. I think it was you that told me yesterday.
Yeah.
Took little Johnny who got beat up and picked on in school. He becomes a cop. Now he wants to do the same thing.
Right. Now he wants to be the bully because he has a badge and a gun and he wants to hide behind it. And I'm not saying that all cops are bad. Okay. No. There are really good cops out there who want to do the right thing. But just like and we've been taught it since we were Matthew's age. The bad apple spoils the bunch.
Yep.
You know, you've got us three, and at least one of us here has a criminal record.
Yeah.
I've got a minor one, but
Yeah.
it's just one of those things that you've got, and obviously the media is going to pick up on the bad because negativity, and just like Show Mom said on there, negativity sells.
Yeah.
The more negative shit you put on the news, the more ratings you're going to get because everybody's
More
freaking out.
advertising you're gonna get.
Exactly.
I got a challenge for everybody.
Got a minute to go.
We got a minute and a half or a minute left till we go strictly to the YouTube
And I'll
channel.
take the answer. I'll take the answers on YouTube. Then. I got a challenge for everybody. I want everybody to do this. Do it nicely. I want you to walk up to 3 separate cops.
Okay.
Ask them 3 questions about the law.
Okay.
And I promise you get 3 different answers.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing. The law is interpreted.
Why?
Why is the Bible interpreted?
Bible, but we don't have a constitution of the Bible in this country. Bible is something more we do with God. We live by rules and regulations.
Right.
They should be clear cut. That's another thing. There's so many loopholes in this country that a lot of times the criminal get over. And a lot of times you and I can't get a fair shake.
Post the link to the YouTube one more time before we cut the Facebook feed, and then we will.
They can go to WO Entertainment on YouTube.
On YouTube, you just search WO Entertainment. But
Dean Cerny, I got my drunk ass beat by cops. I was acting like a jackass. I needed my ass kicked. Yes, sir.
Unlike Richie, he
but
didn't
when it
poop in
was
the
done,
pepper.
when it was done, it was done. I've suffered when it wasn't done.
Right.
I was 16 years old. It took seven cops to arrest me. It wouldn't have took 7 cops to arrest me. First cop had me dead to rights.
Mm-hmm.
He punched me square in my face when I cuffed him, or had cuff on one arm and punched me in the face. I wasn't resisting. Because of my name, he tried to make a name for himself because of my name.
Right.
I whooped 6 of their asses for the 7th one got me. Am I proud of that? Kind of.
Yeah,
Kinda.
that's something to be kind of proud of.
Kind of
but I mean, you know,
but it should have came to that.
well, exactly. You know, and it's one of those things. You know, and back home, my last name is Mudd. Okay, and it's not because of me. It's because of my father and my grandfather. You know, they weren't the most upstanding citizens.
There you go.
Okay. You know, but I got lucky because my grandfather, Showmom's dad, was a very upstanding person. And so because and I no longer was associated with the Snodgrass last name, I was Bluford's grandson. You know, and that's how, and I'm pretty sure if I go back to that area, I'll still be known as Bluford's grandson, you know, 20 some years later. So, you know.
Actually, you're right. Stereotyping is still here.
Yeah.
And I tell you how you want to know the solution how to fix all this problem? What's coming up in November?
Elections.
Start changing these laws. There's laws that affect the citizens of this country. It starts there. The way they word things. All right. Certain cultures, you jaw on one another. That's funny. Certain other men, you jaw on them, you get your ass whipped.
Right. And
you clean up the language of some of these laws. There's a law in the state of Missouri right now. Right now, state of Missouri, it says they cannot turn your power off
if it's under a certain.
If it's 32 degrees or below for a 24-hour period.
Right.
Towns do it all the time. Towns do it all the time.
Yep.
They say, well, we don't have to honor that. Why not? Why don't you have to honor that? Ain't that stressful? So when they come to your house to turn that off, right? And you're basing on the law. They come to turn you off.
Right.
You're upset. Then the tempers are flaring. Here comes the police, and they ain't got no damn backbone to back up. We've never seen that, right? So what do you do?
Well, and
who holds these people accountable? We're supposed to. They work for us.
Right.
That's what weird about this whole thing. They work for us.
Well,
but they're going to tell us what to do. That's like a homeowner association. You belong to that? I'm sorry if you do, but they tell you what color you paint your house. It's my house.
Right.
I'm paying you to tell me what color to paint it.
Right.
That makes no sense to me.
Right. Well, and exactly, you know, and that's something that my mother has taught me. You know, you never judge a book by its cover.
No.
You know, now, granted, there are people out there that you look at them and it's one of those, if it looks like a duck and it talks like a duck, well, it must be a freaking duck. But then there's other times where it looks like a duck and it talks like a duck, but apparently it's a fucking fish.
Yep.
You know, and it's a bad, kind of a shitty analogy, but at the same time, it's one of those things where we are so ingrained because of the media, okay, that, oh, these people are bad. You know, don't go to this neighborhood because it's bad, right? What is the number one most well-known place in America that as white gentlemen, we don't go?
Well,
Compton.
I go where I want. But
Yeah. Well, yeah. Compton.
Compton, yeah.
Detroit.
Chicago.
Even though Kid Rock's from Detroit. Yeah, why? Why?
You know, because the media has said, "Oh, those are gangland. That's hood. That's that's bad."
Stereotype.
But why? You know, the leader. Okay, and you want to talk gangs for a minute. The leader of the former leader of the Crips, Tukey, can't remember his last name. After he went to prison and served his time and everything like that, wrote a children's book.
Mm-hmm.
denouncing gangs. And he started the shit.
There's an article out there I read a couple years back where LA and niggas were negotiating with the gangs. Why? Shoot the sons of bitches. Why negotiate with them?
Well,
That's right.
Why negotiate with them? If they're breaking the law, let's see what they open can of worms. So now, if they carry guns and do what they want, well, guess what I'm gonna be doing?
right.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Well, and that's the thing, you know, and the Bronx, Chicago, Detroit, yeah. Ashley says, tell your 2 dogs in the city story, Richie, and we'll get to that in just a second. Well, and really, it can be actually, and I just thought about it. Thank you for mentioning that, because if you break it down to the just most basic, as far as stereotyping is concerned, what is probably the most hated breed of dog out there, but probably one of the most loyal?
Pitbull.
Pitbull. Staffordshire Terriers.
American Staffordshire.
Yeah. American Staffordshire Terriers.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't personally agree with the dock in the ears and all that stuff, okay? But I love pit bulls. I've rescued several of them. You know, and when I was working in the inner city, I found them where they were malnourished and whatever. And so I got a hold of animal control. I said, hey, what can I do? They got me in contact with a couple of rescues, and boom, you know, I rescued several of them from people's backyards. And they were probably the most loving dogs I've ever, you know, and I've got dachshunds. So, you know, and then I've also got Chunk the show dog, which he's a doofus. But, you know, the fact that people just take and judge a book by its cover is so appalling.
It's the weak-kneed people. It's liberals, Democrats, and pussies.
Well,
I'm sorry to tell you,
Republicans are just as guilty.
there's some weak wimps.
Yeah.
They're wimpy people. Oh, I'm so scared. One thing I do, I prop myself on, I do, and I ain't built my house. My kids and my wife, my get all sit, they flop their head up first. I step back and assess the situation. And majority, 9 out of 10 times, it ain't nothing to stress over.
Right.
You know, nothing bad can happen. But people see all that, you know, see tanks rolling in, we're going to war. Maybe we're going there as a presence.
Right.
I don't mean we're going to war. Calm down. Let's talk about it.
Right.
Calm down. Like this coronavirus, we were lied to, bamboozled, swindled,
Oh, yeah.
deceived. It turned out to be not as bad as they said it was. It's a thing. Before anybody starts raving others, it's a thing.
Right. And the people that are dealing with it, because one of the morning shows that I listen to, he's the main host, has a friend who's dealing with corona currently. And he actually opened his house up and stayed with his girlfriend so that his friend had a place to stay, because he was just staying in a hotel. He's actually in the hospital. He went kind of downhill, but he's now doing better because they're doing the antivirals and the plasma treatments and all that stuff. But it's one of those things that I can't. For one, it's still really hard, even after however many months we've been in the lockdown and all that. I still can't take a virus seriously that's named after a shitty Mexican beer.
Well, that and recovery rate.
Yeah, and recovery rate's great.
98.7%.
You know,
can't recover from this.
But and the thing is, the people that died because of corona had underlying circumstances. There were other things wrong with those people.
But how do we know the numbers?
That compromised.
We don't.
There's doctors that have actually come out and said,
that's right,
if you have somebody die in your care, just say it was corona.
That's right. That's right. So
you know,
I'm not sure we had 100,000.
Just say it was corona.
Deaths. I'm not sure how many people got affected. We're even affected with it.
Right.
Okay. What I do know, 98% recovery rate. Try to lie about that.
Yeah.
Try to lie about that.
I mean, we'll never know exactly how many actually had COVID.
No.
We'll never.
Well, and
that's the worst part about this.
If you think back in November, okay, and this was just after Warrior Fest that I got sick, and you remember that, right?
Yeah.
I was down for like 2 weeks. Both my sons were down for 2 weeks. Show wife was down for 2 weeks. Hey, show mom's actually show mom now. You know, but we were all down for like 2 weeks, sick, just, you know, coughing and whatever. And then all of a sudden, what did the doctors call it?
Flu-like symptoms.
Yep.
Flu-like symptoms, upper respiratory infection.
Yep.
What is corona? An upper respiratory infection with flu-like symptoms.
Yeah, my wife's cousin,
So
her whole family back in November.
What's the
got
difference?
thing,
yeah.
You know,
So I'm
it's
thinking
because they put
we
a
already
name
had
on it. Yeah, they put a name on it
Mhm.
because election time, and they want to, push their own agenda. So put a name on this to scare everybody.
Right.
You know, I come out of the
With
gate.
the help of the media.
Yeah.
crap.
Show mom
Look.
had it too.
Look how fast, and I'm really surprised, this country bowed down to this corona.
Well, they
Oh,
have no choice. But now we got people getting out. Now they're
Yeah.
not, they won't do it like this again.
No. It's out this in the fall.
Yeah, well,
No.
they won't do it like this. They'll do something. I think if you get it, they'll quarantine you.
Look right there.
Don't quarantine everybody. Just whoever gets it.
You're right.
I'm putting that up there because Jade came to Warrior Fest. Same thing.
Oh, I was healthy.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but you don't get sick.
Yeah, I know. I get teeth problems.
You know,
though, son of a bitch.
I don't get sick a lot, but when I do, it messes me up.
Yeah.
You know.
All right, this story my daughter wanted me to tell you guys.
Okay, the two dogs in the city.
I moved down to Jamesport. Me and my stepdad got in a fight about killed him. Right, literally, that's a true story. So I went down to Jamesport with one of my outlaw uncles. My uncle had two lads. One was pure black, one was pure white.
Okay.
He named one Negro and one honky. I kid you not. Only the one wasn't called Negro, if you know what I'm saying. We took these same dogs to Kansas City, now for sale.
Yeah.
We let the black dog out.
Uh-huh.
We were walking down going, here, Negro, Negro, here. Again, it wasn't saying Negro, right? 8 to 10 black guys come running out there. What are you boys doing? And my uncle, big guy said, we're looking for our dog.
Dad, look at me.
You got a dog named Negro? Yeah. And we thought, we were ready to fight. We thought we had a fight coming, right? They're like, no shit, that's cool. You got one named Whitey? Oh, I said, I got one named Honky. Get the fuck out of here. So they bust out a cooler full of Colt 45s. We were drinking Colt 45s with them. We took the white dog down to Suburbans,
See a
and the black guys going, here, Honky, Honky, come here, Honky, Honky. We were walking with them.
Well, and that's the thing, and I
People
love
were
that story.
laughing. They were laughing about it.
Uh-huh.
We're not offended.
Well, and that's the thing. The mere fact that, oh God, Jeff.
You can't be that poor.
Thank you, Jeff.
Our budget sucks.
If all I'm doing is serving drinks, I'm gonna do my job
There you go.
to the hilt.
Where's your apron and all that?
Got a little towel.
Yeah, your little towel and your tray.
And where's his jacket?
But it's one of those things. No, I got the corona.
Oh,
So then what were you saying? Sneeze. And we got corona.
we'll get into that in just a second. I've had some of my best friends in the world, especially whenever I was in the Marine Corps, and really a lot of them were in 5th Marines whenever I was in Camp Pendleton. A lot of those black guys were hilarious, and they would say shit, and you'd be like, and 9 times out of 10, if I was around them, I was the only white kid in the middle, and I was about yay big around. And so I'm standing there, and they say something freaking just absolutely off the wall hilarious, but it's racist shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if I should laugh or not.
Mm-hmm.
And they're busting up laughing, and I'm like, do I laugh or not? But I was small town USA kid.
oh, Lord.
So they can't see why you're laughing.
No, they can't.
Where's a bear?
Walk
We can
back here. Here's Jeff, our
Here's
butler.
her, yeah.
We are officially the only show that has a butler.
Yeah. But I know what you mean by that.
He's
I
trying to
grew
bribe us
up
to
in
get more
small
money.
town just
Yeah.
south of here.
Yeah.
Right? The first colored person I seen was the first day in boot camp. And all of us got along great.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, what's the deal here,
Yeah. Well, and that was the thing. And I remember talking to, we had this guy, his name was Wafer. But we all called him Milk Dud because he was black or he was chocolate on the outside, but white as hell in the middle. And he was really cool, but he was like, I don't understand racism. You know, and I go, what do you mean? He goes, I don't understand racism. And he legitimately did not understand the dynamic of racism and how it worked. He's like, I grew up around all white people. You know, my whole neighborhood was white. I was the only black family there. Yeah. You know, so it's just kind of one of those things where I'm like, why? You know, hate is not born. We are not born to hate.
No.
Hate is taught. Hate is a learned behavior. And that's it. Sadly, somehow we have got to teach America not to hate again. To go back to that mentality of
it ain't just racism on the white side. There's black.
No, it's everywhere. It's Asian, it's black,
black
it's
people
Latino,
are more
it's
racist than
everywhere.
whites are.
It's
When you use the
Jeff.
term whitey, they say you white can't jump. They want to laugh. You know, they
Yeah.
Black Lives Matter. They're just as racist.
Yeah.
I mean,
You know, but and that's the thing. There's
I think we need to institute one of our policies and have our employees get piss tests. Jeff's the first guy in line for that. Like he probably get a C though. He
Just
probably get a C
imagine.
on the test.
I've been doing this for 25 years, trying to make people who are on the
Yeah.
air
yeah,
laugh,
yeah.
and I'm good at it.
When are you gonna be funny?
Well, I mean,
But anyway, so you know, it's one of those things where if we can get people to see, okay, listen, you know, obviously hate is taught. Now we need to re-teach people not to.
Well, changing laws.
Well,
Change
the
is
laws aren't going to change anything. It's literally the behavior. You have to go down and break it down to a psychological science
right.
of hate and how to break the cycle.
And it starts by our federal government.
Morgan Freeman said it absolute best.
Right.
He was asked, how do you end racism in America? You know what he said? And in his, and I can't do Morgan Freeman's voice at all,
I
but
can't either. It'd be cool.
you know what he said? Stop talking about it.
Well,
Stop bringing it
Yeah.
up. And what he meant was stop bringing it up at the drop of every freaking time that something happens. You know, it's what else can what else can you do? You know, I mean, is there anything else that you can, and please in the comments, please, if you have a suggestion, please put it out there.
Right.
Because I don't know what else to do other than either
one of these
mobilize the military against these anti-everybody groups, i.e. the Ku Klux Klan, the freaking white supremacists, Antifa, Black Lives Matter, all of these racist groups. Mobilize the military and mow them down.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the only way that's going to stop them. Those of us who are out here and we just want to see everybody exceed in life, or not exceed, but succeed in life and achieve the goals that they set for themselves because they work hard and because they try hard. And, it's one of those things.
Stop feeling sorry for ourselves.
Yeah.
If you're black, you got the same rights. And I don't care what you say. You can argue
Exact
on
same rights as I do.
You got the same rights as Carl does here. Carl's the only white guy on the set here, okay? He got the same right. He has to go to work, earn money just like you. Now, a lot of you guys were God-given the ability to play sports. He doesn't play sport.
Nope.
Okay? So he got the same right. He's got to, if he needs money, he's got to go to the bank, a lending institution, and let him tell him no, just like you do. You do have the same rights. You got the same privileges. You can buy your beer, you smoke your cigarettes. We got everything.
And hell, in some states, you can smoke your weed.
What you don't want to admit is we do get the same rights. Black people are not the only one being assaulted.
Yeah.
No.
They are absolutely not. The police, now, I'm just a different one thing. Yes, we have some good cops.
Yes.
Where we live at, though,
Well,
let's say we got 5 cops in our town. All right, let's say Hamilton's got 5 cops. If one of them's bad, do the math. Do the ratio on that.
Mm-hmm.
that brings that. I mean, that's terrible. And that makes the other 4 bad because they ain't going to stop the guy from doing it.
Right.
Because they got an inside. You know, I heard people say, well, "What's the cops telling each other?" Okay. Let me ask you, the criminal. You gonna tell anybody? Why don't you stop your buddy from robbing somebody?
Right.
Did you tell? No, they got to play. They got to play these games with you. Bring you in here. Oh, I'm a grown man. Oh, act like a grown man.
Yeah.
So it starts with everybody.
Well, and I like what Hambo put on there. Not going to be popular, but love everybody. Be kind and caring. And Goose is right. Don't talk about it. When you talk about it, you give it power. And that's the thing. When you talk about an issue, okay, and the main issue here is the murder of George Floyd. Right. The issue there isn't a black or white issue. It is a police brutality issue.
It's been going on.
It is a not only that, it's a complacency issue on the part of the citizens and the other officers who were around when it happened, because not a single person did a damn thing.
Question, Jeff, would you try to stop that guy being killed?
I would, but I call it a human problem because that was a bad human doing a bad thing to another human.
Right.
It wasn't that it was a cop and a civilian.
Right.
If it was anyone doing that to anyone, somebody should have stopped it.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Would you try to stop it?
I like that.
Yes, I would have.
Would you try to stop it?
In a heartbeat.
I'd have been in jail. Because I'd try to stop it.
Especially after the guy was saying, I can't breathe. I
Yeah,
can't
I
breathe.
can't breathe. You're gonna kill me.
He was cuffed. He was done. He had 2 other cops on his back.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? What the rules are? When after they cuff you, they set you up.
Yep.
It's because you'll die.
Right.
If your hands behind your back, you're laying on your belly.
Right.
You're suffocating yourself. 50%.
And you cuff them.
Then they set them up.
You stand them up.
Yeah.
You do a little search on it, and you put them in the car and get them out of there.
At that point, when you arrest them, you become a babysitter. You become a caregiver at that point.
Yeah.
Because he can't take care of himself. Yes, now you both
I mean, for the most part, you know,
George Floyd requested not to get in the car. He said, "I have claustrophobia. Don't put me in the car."
Okay, could have set him on the curb.
But if he were outside with the situation, he was outside of the vehicle. Once he's handcuffed, you sit him down and you have him cross his legs because he's in a prone position and cannot fight back.
Right.
He couldn't have fought back and laying the way he was laying.
Actually, so if Mr. Floyd was a white man, do you think the cop would have done that? I think he would have.
I think he would have too,
It
because
would
it's
have
happened.
got done, but this wouldn't have blown up.
But it wouldn't have blown up the way that it
right.
has.
That's what
and you wouldn't have seen it on the
That's
media.
right, Carl.
That's right.
That's what's
And
right there.
that's
The media would have jumped
issue.
on this, and it would have been no deal. It's happened. Your Uncle Deadeye was cuffed after DWI. They had him, they cuffed him, they punched him in his face, hit him with a nightstick. He broke his cuffs, whipped 3 of their asses. The 3 of them were there. He was a bad guy, got more time.
Right.
Judges are corrupt, the prosecutors are corrupt, lawyers are corrupt, the cops are corrupt. Now, and you know how I feel about law. I hate the law. I absolutely hate it. Now, the government has no standing with me being Native American. I don't trust them as far as I throw any of them some bitches. Now the question is, guys, what do we do? Is this the best we're working with? What do we do?
But yeah,
we can change laws and re-educate.
Everybody's
Right, what do we
focusing
do?
on the wrong thing. They're thinking it's a black and white issue.
It's
or
not.
a cops
It's
versus
not.
civilian
It's a
issue.
humanity issue, just like you.
That guy's an asshole.
Right.
That guy was an asshole.
I've been
Yeah, but
insulted.
you're an asshole.
I've been insulted many times by the police.
But maybe they should
To
have
build a
had
name for themselves.
Right.
asshole, psychological evaluations to weed out people who are dicks to other people.
Yeah.
And, you know, these local towns, the mayors, some on the board, some of them city council. Here's an idea of what we need to do. We need to have a civilian liaison. You know, let's just spell that. I'm not going to even get it out. A civilian liaison, okay, who goes up and speaks for the civilians on these panels with the police. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. He can go around. He knows how his neighbors are feeling. He's got he knows the stories of what's going on, who's breaking in, where, and he can sit in there. You know, he can't fire nobody,
Right.
but he sit in there and give his word to these people.
Right.
Something like that would go tremendously. I don't care if it's black or white, whoever, put the person on there.
Yeah.
They're speaking for all the citizens.
As long as he speaks for the
Because
majority of the
they're
citizens.
not going to tell themselves. They're
Yeah.
not going to apologize. How many right now, raise your hands at home, how many think right now the government's going to apologize for this corona scare?
Not a damn one of them.
That's not even a pandemic. This is a pandemic. Police brutality in this country is a pandemic.
Yes.
But the police brutality
Nothing.
happens. It doesn't. You'll notice that it doesn't happen. Sheriff's departments,
Yes, it does.
like a sheriff,
Yes.
if he does it, he's elected. he's an elected official.
Right.
They can kick him out.
They don't.
But a police department, they're not elected.
Yeah.
They're
They're
assigned
They're
to
appointed,
it.
yeah.
They're appointed.
Right.
So if a sheriff does something we don't like as a community, all we have to do is have them.
But we don't because,
elected out.
but see, nobody believes it. Nobody believes it's criminal. Because once he's arrested, I don't believe him. You know, I've had my head, I've had nightsticks upside the head. I've had my knees bashed. Why? I was cuffed. Okay, that's because they don't let get me, but I was cuffed. I was complacent. I was following the rules. Okay, I've had lied to me. I had a situation in my house with one of my sons. They lied. They lied on the freaking police reports, guys. They lied on their internet reports. They didn't do shit. For 32 years, I've been preaching this. And now it takes this sad story of this gentleman having to die, and people are still spinning it to black issue. No, we need to grab a hold by the balls. It's not a black issue.
So who else in this room besides you and me both have had police brutality issues? You've had police brutality.
Yeah.
Have you had police brutality? Okay. So
No, unless you consider being talked down.
I got mine
down
corrected
on.
though.
Well, I mean, that's
I got lucky. I got mine
who are
corrected.
they? They're not
Right.
you know,
I had actually no, I have had one incident where I was driving home from work one day, and I at the time I had a 2002 Pontiac Sunfire, black.
I'd have pulled you over too.
They pulled me over. Hey, it got good gas mileage, asshole. They pulled me over, and I'm sitting there on the side of I-95 in Washington, you know, just south of Washington, D.C. And I hear, "Step out of the car." What did I do? You know, and I'm in Charlie's, you know, which, if you know what that is, that's our, you know, we had just done a Chuck's inspection. And so I'm in service Charlie's, and so I'm like, okay. So I did the reach out, open it, put the keys on the roof, got out, turn around and walk backwards to the sound of my voice. What the fuck did I do? And I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I wasn't even speeding, you know, and because I couldn't speed because it was fucking rush hour and we were going like 5 miles an hour.
And you're driving a Pontiac Sunbird, so
Sunfire.
yeah. You can't speed in that anyway.
Yeah, you can.
Whatever. On a windy day with a good hill.
downhill, yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, I've had them pull me over.
but I turned around and said, "What the fuck is going on?" They tased me,
Yeah, see, that's what
and
you
then
got.
took me to the police station and apologized.
Okay. I've had them pull me over. They'll sit in their car, wait for backup to come.
Uh-huh.
Walk up with guns on their hips. Okay. Now my job is to quell the situation. I find, you know why they pulled you over? Also, I farted. Did you smell it? No, they start laughing.
Yeah.
They take their hand off your gun. I've done quell the situation. We end up talking and like, man, take your knucklehead asshole. Okay.
Well, okay. Not
Every
to
time
change
you
the
see a
subject,
video of a black man getting pulled over, what are they doing?
running their mouth.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, you see it in white people too.
I do it.
you know?
I used
But,
to do it. Not anymore.
Okay, Hambone wants to know, do you think that Tater will be at Warrior Fest?
Oh, he's on there. Ask him.
Yeah, Tater was watching. Ask him.
I don't know
I
if
hope he
went
is.
to YouTube.
Huh?
I don't know if he went to YouTube.
Yeah, he did.
Did he?
Yeah, he popped up on here. You know, so
I don't know. Depending on, well, he's got a lot of things, like I said, that came up, so we'll have to find out.
yeah,
I'm not sure.
but you know, it's one of those things that keep your mouth shut and do what you're told.
Well,
Too many of us have done that, and that's what everybody's in trouble for.
yeah. I mean, after you're cuffed, you're no longer a threat. Why do they got to knock you around?
Right.
You know?
Well, and okay, I understand that there are certain situations that police officers go into that are high adrenaline and difficult to back down from that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't they get paid to do that?
Yes, however, they're still human,
They are.
and that's the thing. There needs to be a. I don't know if the right word I'm looking for is intermediary, but there needs to be some way. So, perfect example, I don't know, SWAT team comes into your house
Yeah.
because you suspect to have, I don't know, giant dildos that are used as weapons of mass destruction. Oh wait, that's Jeff's house.
That's
Sorry.
right. Yeah.
But
Anyway,
so they assault Jeff's house, and so all of them are amped up. And I mean, we've all been in those situations where it's a high stress situation. Your adrenaline's flowing, you're amped up. You know, you basically go into what my psychiatrist called mental code red, where you're expecting something to pop off, and so you almost end up making something pop off. So what they need is, in my opinion, to have somebody who's not in the assault team that's amped up and, you know, flip the fuck out, that's calm. So whenever they put your ass in cuffs or your ass in cuffs, because they just assaulted your house, that calmer person comes in and takes you back, you know. And I'm not saying treat you with kit gloves and oh, do you need some water and a daisy on your pillow and whatever. No, I'm saying, you know, they bring you back to the car or the paddy wagon or whatever.
Well, normally in a situation like that where they're coming into your house,
Right.
they have to have a supervisor
Right.
come to the scene with them.
Right.
So the supervisor, that's their job to
Right.
do what you're talking about.
But
But they don't
seems
have
like
that kind of thing on like a traffic stop or
Right.
somebody.
And that's where I think that they need to have, you know, some sort of backup that is more level-headed. Because if you've got a traffic stop where Richie's talking shit, that's going to get, you know, if I'm Joe Officer, that's going to get me kind of pissed off. And I see something in his truck where I see a meth pipe sitting on the passenger seat, and I go, oh, well, now your ass is getting arrested. And he kind of fights back a little bit and resists. So I subdue him, which I would never be able to do. But
Without a taser or something. A few tasers.
yeah. You know,
You lost it? You'll find it. Here it comes.
so I pull him out, and Officer Carl over here is there. And obviously, I'm still amped up and adrenaline's flowing, you know, everything like that. And he pulls up and he goes, okay, you go cool off. I'll take care of this.
But at what point in time does that happen?
As soon as he is subdued and in cuffs, that's when the person who is obviously the initial responding officer needs to be backed off of the situation. And I mean like that.
But that's not happening.
No, it's not. But I don't think they've ever thought about doing this.
You know
Because
what?
think about it. How many times would you have not been hit by a cop if that would have happened?
If a cop, they had better people working for them.
Right.
Pay them more money.
Right.
Do better screening.
You know, and honestly, law enforcement, teachers, and the military are the three most underpaid and underappreciated entities in the United States. They need to be paid more because it is a very high stress, high skill situation, profession. You know, and I'm not saying the military needs to be paid more because I'm former military. I'm saying the military needs to be paid more because they put their lives in harm's way for us.
Hazard pay.
Right.
Well,
Combat pay, hazard pay.
whatever.
And that's what they. No, I mean, it should be.
Yeah.
It should be built into the thing.
They want to riot and loot, and loot and all this stuff. Well, if they really seriously want to get some things done, why don't they riot and loot for against sex trafficking in this country?
Yeah.
How about against child molestation?
Yep.
Why don't we riot for that?
Yeah.
Drag a few of them old boys out the street, and
Beat the snot out of them.
I bet you a lot of should have quit.
I still think that if it's child molestation charges, that their sentence should be death by paper cut.
Did you Google and see how many people, since all this started after the cop deal there, how many people have been injured and killed?
I have not.
2,893 people. I Googled this morning.
Okay.
Right? 2,893 people have been injured in the riots and protesting across the country. 19 people have been killed over one man's death.
The chief of police in Kansas.
And they're innocent people that weren't even involved
Exactly.
in the situation.
By the way, stop burning down fucking bakeries.
Firefighters to that, Dean.
Stop burning down bakeries, you savage sons of bitches.
Yeah, that's it.
What are you burning down a bakery for? That's bullshit. Burn down
They
bakeries.
burnt down a fire
Stop.
station.
Yeah.
You know what they didn't burn down? The abortion clinic.
Yeah.
Planned Parenthood, yeah.
I mean, it's
Oh, the chief of police of Kansas City said he giving away numbers. He's talking about they spent $40-some thousand on extra help. They spent $40-some thousand on this. They spent over $500,000 on ordinances like tear gas, flashbang grenades, rubber bullets, beanbags.
Because America is very quickly turning from a democracy to a police state.
Yep.
Change my mind.
But that's a plan.
I agree with you.
I think that's a
Why
What do you
does
think?
America why why does Cameron, Missouri, need a MRAP, a military MRAP?
They got one?
Yeah,
Really?
it was sitting up at Vision Audio. Why do they need it? What?
Why not?
It's prime example. Why do they need it?
It's like me on an AR-15. Why?
Because you want to.
Because I can.
That's right.
Well, yeah, but that's apples to oranges. You're talking about
But is it
a
really?
right to bear arms
You know,
versus a military vehicle being owned by a police department.
But if you think
and
about
maybe
it,
they're going to use that for like Ferguson type deals with it.
it's a
Maybe.
response to what they're coming in contact with. If you go down to the plaza, which the first day of the riots, they went down to the plaza. People were throwing pebbles, maybe a gallon of milk every once in a while, right?
Stop wasting milk.
Second day was bricks. People who were protesting had bricks. They were shooting projectiles, fireworks, things of that nature. So the police officers went from just being there in their normal gear to having their
full riot gear.
what is that? Lexan shields and stuff like that. So they had to respond
and that's
in like
proper
time.
response.
Yeah.
But small town Cameron, Missouri doesn't need freaking military grade
Crime's
hardware.
not that bad here.
The worst you've got here is DUIs, wife beaters, and meth heads.
I wonder if they can rent that off to, like, if Kansas City has a problem,
Maybe.
and they need one,
Right.
and they can call up Cameron because Cameron has one,
Oh yeah.
and then Cameron can rent it to them.
Oh yeah. Sure.
Like fire departments. If there's a big enough fire,
they'll
they'll come
send
in from
more.
multiple
Yeah.
locations.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing.
We start having tanks roll through, then we can get concerned.
Right. Well, and that's the thing. Okay, we had the prison riot, the prison riot and everything like that. I understand that.
No, we didn't.
But shut the fuck up, Jeff.
The people that worked there kept saying there was no riot.
Right.
There was
Really?
no riot. Yeah, face to face with me.
Huh.
I was like, hey,
Wow.
what about the riot? No, there was no riot.
Yes.
There was a misunderstanding, an incident or a misunderstanding, but there was no riot.
Well, that's because I worked as a prison guard. The prison is a village unto itself.
Oh yeah.
No one dies in the prison. He could be dead for 3 days. His ass ain't dead. He gets outside that gate, he died in the ambulance. He died in the hospital.
Yeah.
Okay. So they're a village unto themselves, but
well, and we're hell, I can't even see. Okay.
You're good.
This issue just pisses me off so bad because we went through the same thing with the Trayvon Martin stuff, with Ferguson, with
and none of it worked.
and it's the exact same. What is the definition of insanity? Doing the exact same thing over and over again and expecting different results.
Right.
What did it get Ferguson?
Nothing.
The National Guard called in on their asses.
Well, I remember the LA riots. I was in California during
Yeah,
those.
I was too.
I was in Orange
And
County during that
so
time.
was Showmo.
And when these people were talking about the FedEx driver and that other truck that didn't stop for the protesters, Reginald Denny. Remember Reginald Denny?
Yeah.
He stopped because there were people in the street.
And they beat the living hell out of him.
almost beat him to death.
Yeah.
If that preacher wouldn't have stepped in to help him, he'd be dead right now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing. you know, these people that are getting arrested for driving through the crowds of protesters that are trying to get into their vehicles, that's bullshit.
It is.
That is
Especially
totally-
the truckers, because that's their livelihood and it's their home while they're driving.
Those people that want you to take the cops out don't want to be able, they want to do what they want to do and have no repercussions from it.
Right.
Okay. But when you take the cops out of the riots and let us ride. No, that's not how it works, sunshine.
Well, you seen down
You
there in St.
protest.
Louis when they stopping the trucks on I-70 and opening the doors and taking stuff out.
As soon as somebody
Yep.
enters your vehicle, that is an extension of your home, and you can defend that home.
Well, here in the state of Missouri, we have stand your ground law.
Yeah.
Okay. Which is already house vehicle and presence anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Now they went a little further with it. You feel threatened, and you better feel threatened. Okay.
Yeah.
And, hey, all I'm saying is there's a couple of boys in Cleveland, Ohio. Dean might have heard this story. One had a gun, one had a shotgun or something like that. Standing in front of their business. Their business never got messed with all night long. Cops couldn't run them off. Cops couldn't do a damn thing to them. If somebody would come out and they plugged them, they're dead.
Yep.
Because
Well,
they're
and there
defending
was-
their business. They have a right to do that in this country.
And Showwife and I were talking about it last night. And if you notice, the rioting doesn't start till about 9:30, 10 o'clock our time, is whenever we've been seeing it pop up. There was, I want to say it was in Florida. And I know we always have the crazy Florida man stories,
Yeah.
but this was a sheriff. And I can't remember. And Showwife, if you're still on here, please tell me where it was at. But the story, the sheriff was like, you know what? I live in a county where pretty much everybody owns guns. So if you want to come out here and throw your rocks and loot and pillage and whatever, if you get shot, I'm not going to do anything about it.
What did you
That's
see in
Pretty much exactly what he said.
see in the 90s? You knew it got real when the rooftop Asians happened. And this time around, when the rooftop Asians came out, you were like, oh, shit's on now.
Hi, April.
Have you know what I'm talking about, right? They own like their little shop or whatever, and they'll sit on top of it with a rifle, waiting for somebody to come near their door.
Wow. April Mueller. We have curfew in Virginia Beach until Thursday from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. after violence and protests at the oceanfront and more. See, and that's the thing. What is the point in the violence? What is the, I mean, and I seen a post the other day, I think it was yesterday that I seen it, that summed it up perfectly. The protesters are there for George Floyd and the people affected by that. The rioters are there for their own selfish desires, and all they want to do is cause bullshit. There are people who are saying that most of the rioters and most of the instigators are actually paid.
They're not only paid,
Yes.
They're out of state.
bust in.
Yeah.
Bust
Oh yeah,
in.
they're brought in and everything.
The
Yeah.
mayor of Kansas City all but said that. He wouldn't confirm nor deny
Right.
it.
But
What he
it
said.
has been proven.
Mhm.
Yep.
With one of the writers got arrested. You know, one of the movie stars paid their bail.
One of them, hell, there's like 10 movie
Yeah,
stars
there's
now
10 of them that
bailing these
grouped
people out in
together.
Minnesota.
They had
And
video
bailing
of a
them
guy.
out.
They had video of a guy
Seth
going
Rogen.
up to people,
Seth Rogen is one of them.
paying them cash, pointing at what they needed to go mess with.
Yeah.
And they have it on video. They had it on the news. The guy paid them cash, and they told them where to go and what to do. And they went and did it. Why is that guy not in jail?
Exactly.
That guy should be in jail.
If you see him on video, it means everybody else can see him too.
Right. Exactly.
See, Dean Cerny said yep on that Cleveland.
Why aren't the protesters fighting the rioters?
They don't need to fight the rioters.
Yeah.
So they're not there to fight.
No.
No.
They're in
Once you
The
start fighting
protesters are
them,
there
you're
to
one of the
peacefully-
rioters.
Exactly.
But
And that's the thing. The peaceful protesters are there to peacefully protest. Once they engage in violence, they no longer are peaceful protesters.
Right.
They are rioters. And that's
what pisses me off with these people saying, "We hear you. We hear you." Well, we can hear you without you breaking a window.
right.
We can hear you. We can see your sign
Mhm.
without breaking a window.
Yep.
And these people condoning the riots by saying, "Now we hear you more." It's like you needed to be listening before the riots were going on.
Yeah, but these guys, you're there marching and protesting.
So is that what it's going to take to end the 22 a day?
Yeah.
Hey, I get it. Maybe we're doing wrong.
Is
Instead of
that
making
what it's
somebody
going to
laugh,
take to?
maybe we need to get out and threaten some people and break some people's shit.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Is that what it's going to take to get veterans the care that they need?
Some veterans, what it's going to do is make it worse. Some veterans say, you know what?
What if everybody did that for their cause?
You know,
what if everybody for their cause, to get their cause listened to, went out and rioted?
Exactly.
Eventually, the higher ups are going to put a stop to it by saying, no, I don't think so.
The closest thing we have to a riot here in Cameron is at Walmart, them barriers that they make you walk around. Somebody moved it so they could walk.
Yeah, I shut it
without going around it.
I did it. I ain't kidding you. I did it. I got into an argument with the guy at Walmart. I said, how about I just whip your ass? He goes, you taking this seriously? I said, this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. You got me going to one door, not the other one. But when we're inside, we walk together. Yeah. I shook 10 people's hands in there.
Mm-hmm. I got a friend of mine who said that they riot by going to these businesses and they only give them a 5% tip. That'll show them. And, because these people are breaking windows and stuff. Yeah. Well, that's not how it's done. You hit them in their pocketbook. That's where it's done. Don't buy their services.
You look at the damage. Well, take up there in Minnesota. They hit Target, right?
Yeah.
Did a lot of damage in there.
Why?
The Target prices are going to go up around here just to pay for that damage.
Target prices are already high.
Same with the AutoZone that they burnt down.
Uh-huh.
What is the?
Who does that help?
Yeah,
other than the people that were burning them. And how many of the people in the African American community, the Black community, how many people worked at that Target?
Right.
Or worked at that
AutoZone. Or the bakery that got burnt down. Or the news station that got hit. And that's the thing. And it's what April just said. I can't even get on Facebook because I have many people saying that peaceful protests don't work, saying that Luther was killed and got us nowhere.
Bullshit. He didn't get nowhere.
Martin Luther King got tons of shit done.
He got tons of shit. And when they killed him, the stupid ass didn't figure it made him a martyr. It made more people do it.
Yeah, it made him a martyr.
It made more people do it.
But the thing is,
the man that murdered him, where was he at 24 hours before he murdered him?
Well, they're not really sure who really murdered him. But the guy they accused,
he was in Missouri State Penitentiary.
Escaped out of a red truck.
Yeah.
Freaking Missouri dude.
But anyway.
But so it's one of those things, and Carl, you kind of just sat back and listened a lot, which is kind of what you do. But this whole thing can literally be. Epstein didn't kill himself, damn it.
I'm learning how to tie knots with my hands tied.
I apologize.
Just in case I knew to cost myself.
I'm sorry for that. Justin,
who gave him a rope to play with?
I'm sorry.
Anyway, it's one of those things that, why? What? It was the same thing with the Ferguson riots. They were destroying black businesses, black-owned businesses.
Right. And they were brought in from out of town.
And I hate that. Well, yeah, but the one thing that bothers me the most about the statement that I just said, that I have to say black-owned businesses.
Why? What can it be? What can it just be?
It's an American-owned business.
Can it just be a business?
Yeah.
What can it just be?
It was a small business that was owned by an individual who happened to live in these United States. Supposedly the greatest country in the world, but we've got people that are going in and destroying that, and destroying people's hopes and dreams. What happened to living the American dream? What happened to brotherly love and trying to help local business?
One of our, we got some friends on another network, right?
Right.
He brought a new guy. He does barbecue. He's got a business where he does barbecue sauce. Right. He's a black gentleman.
Yeah.
He got word that said he needs to change his name from vet-owned to black-owned.
What?
His response was, well, wait a minute, you see me, I'm black, but you don't know I'm a vet. They won't hit, see, that's the way people think. They're so, I mean, they're not as bad as they think they are.
Right.
They're just not. It's not as bad as, I mean, if you're poor, Poor don't know no color.
No.
No.
Poor sucks.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I wasn't dirt floor poor and cane switch ways, but I was not by any means,
I got
wealthy.
I got little funds. I ain't got Donald Trump funds. I got little funds.
I never needed anything.
Mm-hmm.
I had the things that I needed to survive and to live.
But if I did, I had the skills to go out and make some money, not looting or robbing, but make some damn money and cover what I need to cover.
I was so poor, I was jealous of the dirt poor people. Dirt floor poor. I was jealous of them.
Hey, your house had wheels.
My house had wheels. It was a Datsun V210. Lived in it for 8 years as a kid.
Whose fault was that, Jeff?
Society.
Okay.
No, it wasn't.
That's just bad freaking luck.
Yeah, it just happened.
If
we don't blame anybody for that.
No,
that just happened.
If you're a religious person, here's what the Bible says. Religious people believe that Jesus said some things, bad things happen to good people. Now, if that's in the doctrine of the Bible, they're saying that. Just bad luck.
That's right.
And it made me a better person.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Yeah. This here isn't going to stop. I don't know what it's going to take to stop.
We're going to have to have big ass.
Is it going to take them to arrest the other three? Or?
Well, really, hold on a second. The other three really didn't. They were fired, I think. They really didn't commit a whole lot of bad crime. One of them watching, he's a goofball. He should be fired. Firing him, I think, is about the best they can do because the ones on his back were trying to detain him.
Right.
Okay. That's kind of a standard practice in the police, so they can fall back on the police unit can get them. But the white guy was choking him. That's just wrong. That's wrong at some levels.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, should they be arrested? Should they be arrested or should they be fired?
I think they should. They did not try to stop.
That right there is what I agree with you. They didn't do a damn thing. I think a couple of them were smiling at the camera.
Yeah.
All that crap. They knew what they're doing wrong. He should get the bulk of the time. Life.
And they didn't want to cover it up because if they wanted to cover it up, well, then what would they have done? We'd grab that cell phone.
Yep.
That filmed it all.
Well, if us four were in a position of authority, and one of us was kneeling on somebody, killing them, all four of us would be arrested.
Oh yeah.
And brought up on charges. The guy that did the actual killing would be
obviously get the worst.
He'd get the worst, and the other ones would at least get, conspiracy or something.
Yeah.
They'd get it, or what's the other one?
Let's put it like
after the fact.
Yeah.
Let's take it to our realm, Jeff. Let's take it to our realm. Let's say we bring in one comedian. Okay, we got a big show going on. One comedian comes in there and he's an asshole and a jerk. They don't have a fallback.
Yeah, it affects all of us.
Affects all of us. One way or another, we're losing. You and I are losing money at that point because that comedian shit.
Yeah.
He'll never work for us.
People are saying the people who were watching, who were civilians watching, that they should have done something. But really,
they were scared.
It's like when we do a show and one of us is a dick and the audience is watching it. The audience has no authority to do anything about it.
Right.
Just like these people that were watching this thing that was going on, they had no authority to do anything about it. They could have stepped in and gotten arrested, but they really didn't have any authority to do anything about it. The other three cops did.
Right. And that's where the problem is at.
When I said a while ago what I said it for a reason. When I did something, I'd have went to jail because I walked up and it would have been assault on a police officer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's against the law. So I'd have had to broke the law to help this man. Hopefully somebody out there would have put up the bail money for me and helped me out. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
One of these celebrities.
Right.
But I don't know. But people are scared. We see cops. We're trained to hate them, and they're trained to hate us. Right. We need to stop all that too.
Well, yeah, as a kid, we all were taught cops were bad. And
are they protesting or are they rioting? That's the question.
That's the question.
Yeah, if they're protesting, they protest all they want to.
Yeah.
I'll sit out there with them.
I welcome it.
Hey, man, if George Soros was paying people to hold a sign, I would be like that Liberty tax person spinning that sign. I will do it all day long, making my $15 an hour. But as soon as they say,
already did, Dean.
But as soon as they say, hey, by the way, you get extra pay if you throw a brick, I wouldn't be throwing bricks.
Well, you got bitch disease. So.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to. I'd throw it like 2 feet. But
somebody tell John we're on YouTube.
I already did. I already sent him a message. So, and here's the thing. I don't know if it's freaking What? Who knows? Like I said, I have a tractor.
Who knows? Who knows?
Hey, but did you guys see
Who
the
is that?
I don't know who that is.
That's a new dude.
I'm thinking
Did you
that's
guys see the
John.
instructions?
What's that?
Okay, I actually saw. I was in a group with other people, comedian group.
Uh-huh.
One of the comedians listed the instructions for the protest.
Right.
Here are the things you're supposed to do, and in that list was what to wear, what to bring with you, and when you're in the front lines and you throw a rock, you go to the back of the line, like they used to do those old
Volley fire.
volley fire.
Yeah.
Right.
The guy was given instructions to do volley fire in this list of what to do when you're going to the protest. That guy's culpable. He's culpable of that's a crime. Telling somebody inciting violence, inciting a crime. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I've actually seen it with my own eyes.
I've
These
seen it.
people giving a list of what you're supposed to do as a protester.
I watched the protest last night. Well, actually, the riots, because after the peaceful protest done,
If I could get all the way out there, I would, John.
It become unlawful assembly, right? So I watched it last night, and I see one guy backing up. I told him, watch this, dude. He's up some. How you know? And he went like that. He kept up his watch. Within seconds, a wave from coming this way, the cops had to pop that shit. But he was looking up doing this, right? So you know he's taking instructions from
How
someone.
many of you actually been in a protest? I've been to a protest.
I've been to one.
Was there ever violence during that protest?
Yes.
I've been to multiple protests
Yes.
where there was not one piece of violence at all.
I have.
I mean, we didn't commit the violence. You know what I mean? Like, we weren't committing violence. I've been to protests, a lot of protests, Second Amendment protests and things, where we're not doing anything to cause violence or cause harm or to loot or to damage anything or anyone.
I think that's the safest protest you can be as a Second Amendment.
Yeah.
People are like, oh, what are we doing? Oh, you know, I ain't doing shit.
That's right.
Hey.
Well, you know, the overpass ones. Those you go to the overpass one, you stand on an overpass and you walk across the overpass and then you turn around and walk back the other way.
Yeah.
Because as long as you're moving, you're a pedestrian.
Yeah.
And those are always peaceful protests, but you're holding a thing as you're walking so the people on the highway can see what your sign says.
Well, you look at that. Well, was it earlier this year they had to protest out in Virginia for the gun rights laws?
Right.
Everybody's walking around with guns. Was that protest get out of hand?
Nope.
No, not one damn time.
And there was some fat ass walking around with a 50 cal on his
Yeah.
And they were shutting
How was he
down.
overweight?
I don't know.
They were shutting down the
Big
protests
boy.
because people weren't doing the social distancing, even though they had masks
Yeah.
and they had the AR-15 or whatever. They were shutting down the protests and they brought in cops to make everybody disperse and leave. Where's the social distancing with this rioting stuff? There isn't any, and they're not even stopping them.
There's no law, though, but there's no law.
Well,
in Missouri for social distancing, it's suggested.
Yeah.
It's all suggested.
just like Channel 4 News there was walking down around Westport after the first night, right? Getting ready for the second night, finding all the milk jugs. They were preparing to be gassed. Because what do you do if you get gassed? You pour milk in your eyes.
Yep.
You know, and everything. She found full gallons of it and empty gallons.
Yeah.
You know, they were preparing to get gas.
Well, did you know, after the first night,
I could have too.
you know the people that went to go to the cleanup, they were showing video and interviewing.
They're arresting
people.
them.
No, they were picking up rocks and putting them in containers and taking them
Right,
away,
out of
so
the
they didn't
centers
have
of the road,
they didn't
so
have
they wouldn't
ammo
have ammunition.
for the riot or whatever. And then, like an hour before the protest actually started, all of a sudden these piles of bricks showed up.
Yeah.
All this stuff was cleaned up, and right before the stuff went down, there were
There's
piles
bricks.
of bricks there.
Yeah.
That's just craziness.
That I don't understand and where that came from.
Jade Lopez said our riot equipment included paintball guns so we can mark the crowd and get the aggressors later on. That needs to be implemented everywhere. If you don't want to, right now, with what is that bank dye that turns purple, whatever that is.
Yeah.
Same thing with them. Catch them later on, boom.
They make a round for paintball guns.
Yeah.
That's pepper spray.
Right.
Yeah.
And people are like, well, we wear the clothing. Well, they got some of that
No.
dye goes right through the clothing.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
They get you. All right. So they can change shirts all
One
they
that the
want.
paint won't come off. You're riding, walk up, go bam, bam, bam.
Well,
You're
that was
walking
on-
around, you got your mark on you?
That was
Channel
on that,
41 News lost a damn van for nothing. They burnt the van up. for nothing. The lady was standing like a trooper, no mask on, talking about it. I see the fire in the hubcap, in the hub in the back. The rear was on fire. She's just, what's going on?
Well, that was on that list of what to bring. Make sure you wear black clothing with a black hood and a black mask, but underneath that wear regular civilian clothes.
Yeah,
so that when you get away
out.
from away from a crowd, you can take everything off and you'll be able to blend in
Right.
with normal people. They plan ahead.
Oh yeah, they do.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, they're not idiots.
It's ridiculous.
Could you imagine?
But I mean, you know, next time, I'm serious. We need some shoes up here.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if the Proud Boys or somebody else posted that online? Things to do when you get to a riot or get to a protest, and they had in it all this, you know, stuff that had to do with violence and stuff. It would automatically be considered a terrorist organization, and people would get arrested.
Mm-hmm.
Why aren't people getting
If
arrested?
comedy events would put that on our site, how long do you think the site would be up?
5 seconds.
Not even that.
Well, actually, we had our streaming service. Some lady sent me a message saying we need to support all of our black broadcasters. And I said, what about all the human broadcasters?
They don't support us?
Everyone. What about everyone?
Yeah. You know, I do have a question for Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter, and all lives do matter, for the record. But where were Black Lives Matter when my people were at Standing Rock protesting about water up there? Where were they at then? They want everybody to support them. They need to support some other people too.
That's right.
When the pipeline was going through up there for Standing Rock, they were complaining about clean water. Well, clean water is not right because you're Native American, you have a right to clean water. How come they didn't say anything then? Because it wasn't Black Lives Matter. That's why it's racist. That's why it's racist. And I'll argue with them all day long. I don't care.
That's why it should be changed and called people.
Or maybe you change the sign. Black Lives Matter too. Right? Too or also.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'd have no damn problem with
Right.
that.
Well,
But if
people are
they're-
saying that it's marginalized groups that need to be represented. Who marginalized these groups?
And why are you grouping people?
There are leftist liberal politicians who group people into groups to pit them against each other. And if you're did you guys hear about the gay pride parade? Last time they did a gay pride parade?
I had to work out, Jeff. You were there.
Okay, so they were telling people if
He
you're
led it.
a white gay male, you can't be in the parade. You're not allowed to be in the parade
Why?
because they said that it didn't support what they were doing.
Didn't
And they
support
had
their image.
It didn't support their image, and they had gay men for Trump wanted to be in it, and they wouldn't let them be in it. So you got a gay pride parade that's supposed to be inclusive, but you're excluding other people because they didn't fit the category that you think they need to be in because some leftist liberal politician somewhere made up a category or a checkbox on some piece of paper that people have to fill out. People should just be tired of filling out this. What are you on these little pieces of paper where it's none of their damn business? And I'm Native American and Caucasian part. Which box do I check? Other?
That's what I do.
I check Native.
Check Native American, check Caucasian.
Check them all. Well, I got afro. Okay, black.
And if it doesn't matter what box you check.
I tan really good, okay?
If
Hispanic.
it doesn't matter what box
I like
you
hot
check,
food.
because it's whatever you identify with at the moment.
Yeah.
Why even have the stupid check marks in the first place?
I know that's a right from the dad, but I think that is so damn weird.
Yeah.
I do have a problem with that identification in this country. And maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't, I don't know. But if you're born a male, you're a freaking male.
Well, I'm trans-financial.
Because you can't scrub that chromosome out of your body.
Trans financial.
I'm
You
trans-financial.
cut your Johnson off, shaved out your Adam's apple, right? But you still got the big ass hands, and you still got the damn chromosome.
Yeah.
I got a problem with that. I'm not making fun of them,
XY.
but I got a problem with that. But at the same time, you do you.
Right.
You do you. I got a problem with it. It ain't for me, but you do you.
Well, the last
But
time
all
I saw
that,
somebody,
Okay.
you know,
but see, I'm trans-financial. That means
Click on her question.
I was born poor, but I identify as a millionaire.
There you go.
So the government should help me fix that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That,
How do you feel about being told we must accept and proclaim our white privilege? What is white privilege?
and I don't have white privilege. So yeah, what is it?
I don't have it.
Because I'm still trying to figure it out.
Well, it's a myth.
Is there a check?
Steven Crowder did that whole thing. changed my mind. It's a myth, and he
Yeah.
explained why it's a myth.
Was there a check that I'm supposed to got somebody else didn't get? 'Cause
Right.
I mean, they're late on my check. I'm almost 50. Where's this damn check at?
Yeah.
Well, how are white people?
I'm quickly
Got a privilege.
approaching 40. Where's my
Right.
check?
Where I grew up at, they were poor. There was some real scumbag white people, worthless pieces of shit.
Right.
Well, what race of people molest children the most?
White.
White people.
Mhm.
How's that a privilege? That's nasty.
Where was my white privilege when I spent 8 years living on the streets as a little kid, eating dog food off of people's doorsteps? Where was my white privilege? I would have loved to have had some.
That's ignorant. White privilege thing to me is just it's an ignorant term. It's just
I'm you know, and I welcome somebody to explain to me what my white privilege is.
yeah, because I want to know. As soon as you figure it out, let everybody else here know. Will you?
Yeah, I will. As soon as somebody actually explains
Well, post
to
it
it
on the
in an
site.
intelligent way what it actually is, please.
No.
You know, and they'll say it's you're more likely to get a job. No, you're more likely to get a job if you are qualified for that job.
Right.
If you can show you're qualified for that job, you're more likely to get that job. You know how many jobs that I didn't get, and I didn't get them because I wasn't qualified, and I didn't get a bunch of jobs even though I was
Now,
qualified.
I will agree with our black brothers and sisters for one thing. When you fill out a loan application,
Yeah.
why you put your race on there?
Yeah, that is kind of stupid.
That is dumb to do that because they automatically you filter through them and it's sorted by race. Don't do that. They should worry about your credit score, which I think is a big joke with credit scores.
Yeah,
Cash,
too.
man. But why? That means that's proven. And I can understand that with them. Now, I never got a loan either, so I think the banks are fucking corrupt anyway.
Yeah.
But I agree with them on that. There's a lot of applications, and it doesn't matter. Why you put a race on a job application when they're interviewing you? They can't look
You
at you.
can't look at
Equal
you and tell you.
opportunity.
They can't look at you and tell what you are.
But see, there's a law that says you have to put that on there so that they can
But they're gonna look at you.
give certain people jobs based on their race. Also,
Yeah.
If you're
the
saying, if a
loan-
black man sitting in front of me, I didn't got his race.
lately, if you put on the application for a loan that you're Caucasian, you're actually less likely to get a loan in certain circumstances. You're
Right, because
less
the government
likely.
says you're supposed to give minorities a loan faster. Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah, there's a deal.
Well, I'll tell you what's bad. We got the forms over at church for the seniors
Uh-huh.
to get the senior package.
Right.
You fill it out. You got this section down there for race. You know what the first question is?
What?
Are you Hispanic or not?
Are you?
Yeah, and they moved it on the top of the list.
It didn't say, am I black or not? Am I white or not? It says, are you Hispanic or not?
Hispanic or Latino or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only section there that asks that question. Then over here it says, what are you?
And so then people can't get a loan either then?
It-
I mean,
I don't
you know, the
know. I turn
Mexicans,
it in. If
the
they get
Mexicans
the
in this
box, they
country-
get the box.
I think the Mexicans in this country are just as picked on as anybody else
Oh, yeah.
because you assume that they don't have a green card.
Yeah.
You know, you assume that you're trying to take our jobs. And a lot of them, I know a couple of real good Mexicans that live here in Cameron. Good old boys. Work their butts in the ground. They're legal.
Right.
It's. I mean, that's what I'm saying. We need to start with the laws in this country and start changing some shit. Stop labeling people. You know, if he comes in front of you and he's black, okay, he's black. All right, he's a black guy. Or if he's white. And you know what? That's another thing. How do you know who's white and who ain't?
Nobody is
I walk into a
actually
room.
white.
I walk into a courthouse and they pencil in white. Not asking me.
Yeah.
I've had to go back and get documents changed and prove it to them. Okay. Now I did have one lady. She goes, "Your other." I said, "No, man, I'm native." Oh, okay. I knew you wasn't white. You know. So they mark things down for you. How many times have you ever gone to someone and ask what your race is?
Nobody's
You got
ever
native
asked
blood in you.
me.
That's right.
Nobody's ever asked me.
Right, but when you get the paperwork back, if it has a section, they've already marked it.
Mhm.
You know.
Yep.
My phone's ahead. It's ahead of that today. Look at me.
All I know is I'm going to get my pap
You're
smear.
ahead of
The middle school has a African American leadership conference, but not a similar one for anyone who wants to attend. Well, that ain't right.
How'd you get that faster?
It's just been like that all day. I've been kicking your ass.
Oh, okay.
I piss excellence, D. You know what you know? I piss excellence.
He just can't touch technology because he breaks it.
No shit. I can't. And another thing, you know, we don't like. When the fuck did we become indigenous people?
What?
That's what they call Native American indigenous people. I got a problem. I can't spell fucking indigenous.
Well, indigenous simply means the people that were here before,
Well, I thought that's what native was.
pretty much.
Natives.
It's just a big word for native.
That's what trips me out about people saying give California back to Mexico. But the Native Americans owned the land before the Spaniards were there. And then how far back do you go? Because everybody's come from somewhere. So how far back do you go?
Yeah.
Because wasn't there a land bridge at one point?
Yeah, Bering Strait.
Bering
Right.
Strait.
Right.
That's
You
how
go back through people our ages right here, through our bloodlines. It's going to be rare if you find somebody that is completely white.
And what is white?
Pure-blooded.
Is it Swedish? Is it English? You know, is it Canadian?
Welsh.
What exactly is what? Because, you know, there's a lot of white people that are mixed. They got Dutch, German, French,
Irish.
Italian. Italians, they assume they're white.
Mm-hmm.
They're from Italy.
Mhm.
So, I mean, I don't, you
Did
know.
you say Irish? Yeah. Never mind. I was going to say something negative about Irish. Just to be a dick.
You can put a little leprechaun right up your ass.
He'd enjoy it.
Fuck them Irish.
So,
Just kidding.
That was Jeff
all right,
Honest,
we got
so-
20 minutes left in the show. Richie, do you want to do your,
Yeah, I'll do it real quick.
your
When we take a small
crazy ass
pause.
space eater animal?
Yeah.
All right, pop those pictures up there real quick there, Carl.
I'd say Jeff, but never mind.
I'll wait until he gets it up here. What he wants.
Give me let's put all three of them up, if you would.
You can't put all three of them up.
No, one at
Or
a
give
time.
me the range, or give me the first picture of him standing on his toes over there.
That one?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, guys. Today I'm gonna tell you about the star-nosed mole. Star-nosed mole. Now take a good look at this thing. Looks like a flower rock coming out of his beak. You know, it's like something in outer space. Justin said a while ago. And star-nosed mole is a small mole found in the moist low area in the northern parts of North America. And he's going to pop up the where they're at right there. Right there, that's where they're found. Let me see. North America. It's only a member of the tribe of having touch organ. Some tribe called touch organ. That's what it says right here. Tribe having touch organ, with more than 25,000 minute sensory receptors, known as Elmer's organs, with which this hamster, that's why the hamster also hamster-sized mole, feels the way around. Underground, they dig a hole and they feel his way. You know how it works. With the help of Elmer's organs, it may be perfectly posed to detect seismic wave vibrations. Look at that. Look at that. That just, man, this is weird. The extreme sensitive star-like structure is covered in mole's touch receptors known as Elmer's organs. The nose is about 1 centimeter in diameter, with roughly 25,000 of these little organs distributed on 22 appendages. Well, I don't know if there's 22 other. The organs were first described in a European mole in 1871 by German, was it 22?
Yeah.
All right. By German zoologist Theodor Ilmer. Other mole species also possess Elmer organs, though they are not as specified and numerous as in the star-nosed mole. Because the star-nosed mole is functionally blind, the snout has long suspected to use to detect electrical activity in prey animals, though little, if any, support has been found for this hypothesis. The nasal star and definition of this species appear to primarily adapted to exploit extremely small prey. I don't know what's smaller than a mole, but that's what they eat. Their behavior. The star-nosed mole lives in wet, lowland areas and eats small invertebrate, such as aquatic insects, worms, and mollusks. I've never said that word right in my life.
Mollusk.
Mollusks. There you go. Thank you. As well as small amphibian and small fish. Has also been found in dry meadows further away from water. They have also been found in Great Smoky Mountains as high as 1,676 feet. However, the star-nosed mole does prefer wet, poorly drained areas and marshes. It is a good swimmer and can forage with long bottoms and stretch streams and ponds. Like other moles, this animal digs shallow surfaces, tunnels, and foraging. Often, these tunnels exist underwater, or exit underwater. It is.
So I have a question real quick for everybody
It is active during the day and night and remains active in the winter, so it doesn't hibernate. And when it has been observed tumbling through the snow and swimming in ice-covered streams.
That kind of looks like my ex-wife's crotch, but
Hey.
That's good. They can't see us down here.
Yeah, I'm glad they can't see us right now. Go to the one where it's standing up.
Okay.
Okay, that one. Does that not look like a face eater, a pair of face eaters off of the movie Alien?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and those
Look how big its paws
yeah, no,
are.
those claws are nuts.
Well, look how big the body is
that
compared
thing
to
looks huge, but
that little thing.
That was brought to you by my new iPad I got there from Jeff Onyx.
Yep.
Thank you, Jeff Onyx, for purchasing it.
Oh my God. How'd you get a picture of my ex?
Oh my God. I just said that.
Oh, you
I
did.
said, why does that thing's nose look like my ex-wife's
My ex,
crotch?
it looks like my ex.
It looks like it looks like that one video or Baby Sean video. You know.
Oh,
So that was your
I'm
animal
waiting
facts
for
for
the
the day.
comments to catch up with my with that. But,
This is why we have butt cheeks.
this is why we have butt cheeks. Okay.
Oh,
It reminds me of Predator.
Yeah, that's what I was just.
Epstein?
So that's your
Epstein
animal
didn't
fact
kill
for the day.
himself.
By the way, you watched the investigation on that.
No.
Why do we need investigation on Epstein? We know who killed his ass. What's our investigation for?
I don't know.
It was a 3-hour motherfucking investigation on the ID channel about who killed Epstein.
Really?
I tried to call him. Look, I got the answer. If you don't know, I can tell you.
Don't say it because we'll all end up dead.
No, I won't end
We'll all get Clinton. I mean, what?
We're going to get on the list.
mess around and call her to be like
Oh, wait.
the guy Kung Fu guy.
Yeah.
Find him in there, rub around his nuts.
Was it Geraldo Rivera and they couldn't find the killer?
Yeah.
Just like the vault,
I think I
Al
found
Capone's vault. They opened it and
That's the
couldn't
biggest
find
scam.
anything.
That biggest scam. You actually think that Capone was going to save anything? No, he wouldn't save nothing.
Well, that's kind of like the Oak Island thing.
Yeah.
You think there's actually anything left on Oak Island after all these years? If there was anything on there in the first place.
Oh, they're finding a few things, but more for historical value than it is for wealth.
Right.
Which is okay.
Right. And I'm all for it. I love that show. I think it's cool.
Mhm.
But the History Channel has actually come out and said a lot of their shows like that
Or fake.
are fake.
Yeah.
Storage Wars, fake. Pawn Stars, fake. Oak Island, fake.
Auction
American Pickers, fake.
Auction
But you know what's real?
Auction Kings,
You know what's real?
Jemima.
Counting cars. That's real.
Anyway,
Did you see on YouTube
Ace of
where
Cakes?
Duck Dynasty found their sister?
Yeah, I watched
Bill Robertson's got a daughter.
her name's
What?
Phyllis.
Yep. It's live on YouTube.
Really?
Yeah, I watched that. I
Yeah.
watched the thing yesterday, but
You
I
got to
didn't
catch
know.
up on that. Huh?
man, I'm up there at
she
the
was,
Woe Entertainment
45
headquarters.
years old.
Yeah.
And
So she's a little bit older than Willie then.
no, she's younger. With
No,
she's
younger.
between Willie
Willie's
and
like
Jeff.
50.
Yeah.
She's between Willie and Jeff.
Okay.
Back in his whore years.
His drunk days
Yeah.
before he found Christ.
But it's funny,
Yeah.
he didn't know. But Miss Kay did. Just remember that? I can tell you what happened. I
Yeah.
can tell you who he went.
But she was shocked it was a girl. She figured all he could put out was boys.
Yeah.
But did you see what she said? Credit to this girl.
No, April. Ancient Aliens is 100% true.
Yeah. Yeah,
Anyway.
Elvis went home years ago. What are you talking about? She said when they found her, when she was finding who her dad was, and she wouldn't want no money anyway.
No,
she, didn't want no- she said, I know he's married to Miss Kay. How's she going to take it? Because if it's going to hurt
Yeah.
her, I don't exist.
Right.
Yeah.
Which and that to
and
me
she
is,
said that,
is
man.
really.
And they went
you know,
through the whole DNA
Oh,
Cross
wow.
thing.
Yeah.
To
99.9%.
99.9%.
Jeez.
I mean, there was no
Did
way
they go
he
on
could get
Maury?
out.
No.
Yeah.
Well, and I remember. I think it was a book.
Miss Kate took her in and loved on her, man, and called her
Special mom.
Special mom, and wonderful
Yep.
mom. Yes.
That was
I
cool.
think it was
That was
Terry
cool.
Bradshaw that played football with Phil.
Right. Phil was
at
better than he
LSU.
was. Phil was better than he backed up Phil.
Yeah. But Phil, there was a story that he told, and it was about Phil coming onto the football field, and he'd have freaking squirrel tails hanging out of his goddamn pocket.
He would have crawfish
Yeah.
all over his shirt
Yeah.
and everything. Phil was the starting quarterback.
Yeah.
Right.
Phil should have had a professional career.
And he quit
Yeah,
in his junior year and said,
He goes, I'm going for
I'm
the
going to make
Ducks.
duck calls.
I'm going for the Ducks. Terry's going for the Bucks.
And look what Terry did.
Yeah.
And turn around.
And
and
look
work out.
what Phil did.
And work out for him.
Terry will tell you, and he's told you on different shows,
Oh,
right? Phil had an arm 10 times better than he did.
And that's crazy to me. Like
That
is
wasn't
nuts that
The
he could have
redneck
been
way.
right, but I mean, he could have been not only the duck commander,
Right.
but he could have been the duck commander and
And
probably one of the best
with all the
quarterbacks.
rings.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you find your passion.
Oh yeah. And so and I understand that.
Like,
if
I
you're not
hate
passionate
baseball,
about
too.
it, why do it?
But what was cool, he's 74 years old and
Yep.
found his daughter.
That is
Or she
badass.
found
He's
him.
not him.
That is badass.
And he didn't
And
know.
the funny part was he was preaching at the church
Yeah.
and Jacob was up there. She was in the audience
Oh, God,
and they
Jake.
didn't know her.
Jason was up early.
And
Jason.
she was going to give him the letter then,
Wow.
but things got mixed around where she couldn't get to
Right.
it.
He got all the bodyguards.
Yeah.
Since he got all the bodyguards, he left. He gave the letter to Jace. Jace wasn't sure if he's going to read this letter. But
Yeah.
he said every time he reads it, someone said, well, we might be related. Can you send me 10 grand and blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. She didn't want no money at all. She said, look, I did this, and, So, but she ended up mailing another letter to the church.
And
No.
the church probably got it to him.
No. And then she mailed one to the Duck Dynasty, Duck Commander building.
Yeah.
And all three of them got her like, damn, this thing, we better open this.
But all the boys
Yeah.
were doing it before Phil knew what was going on.
He's the last one to know.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because they
Then
didn't know if they
came
wanted
to
to
him
tell or
and
not.
said, we got to do DNA.
Right.
Okay, I don't have no problem with it. Right? And they came back 99.9. They're like, okay.
Well,
We got a sister.
and
And the first thing when they met was, do you watch Duck Dynasty? And she goes, no. And they go, thank
Thank
goodness.
God. But they told you there that Duck Dynasty wasn't even real.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's all fake.
Yeah.
They had a script work on it. Jason's he's a teachable person.
Yeah.
He's not one of the moron that made him nothing. He's a very teachable guy. He knows how
Yeah.
to get little gizmos and teach everybody. Jeff's still a girl. He's like the Jeff Onyx.
Yeah.
And Willie's actually a very funny man. He's a stand-up comedian. Do you all know that?
Yeah.
He can tell jokes and shit.
Yeah.
He's funny.
Well, and Cy, I mean, I think Cy was about 50% act and 50% real. I think he was that
80%
nuts.
real.
I would say he's probably
That dude probably 80%.
real. Because he was one of these like, okay, I'll sign this contract. You give me money, but boy, I'm winning.
Yeah.
I gotta have my eyes
eye.
Tupperware. Started selling more of those
Yeah.
glasses.
That ain't fake. Who the hell cares about that? That had to come from
Yeah.
somewhere.
He goes, from Vietnam.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
mom sent it to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I don't think it lasted.
I don't
that
think it
long.
lasted that long, but yeah.
Maybe
I
the
mean,
style
you
of glass,
Yeah.
because that's old 70s style.
Yeah,
glass.
the old style glass.
You look at an
So.
old 70s
But-
porn star with that glass. Hey,
But
Yeah.
he's just, I'd say that's really him.
Well, I mean, Swamp People was kind of the same way. And I've met a few of the
I know
guys from
Swamp
Swamp People, but it was kind of faked, and there was stuff that was faked about
it was.
Well, like-
Well, it had to be.
some of the beefs between the RJ and
Yeah.
and the Landrys and stuff.
Now, one part was real there. A couple seasons into it, you had that stepson and father guy that did.
Yeah.
Drew.
Where
He did get arrested. He battered his wife.
Yeah.
So they did that part.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
well, the Swamp Logger show. There's
Yeah.
there's that guy that likes to shoot trees and stuff, the
Yeah.
alligator guy.
Yeah.
Oh,
He has his own show now.
Shelby Stag guy.
Yeah.
Shelby, yeah, he's got his own show now.
He's the one that had that big metal wheeled swamp buggy
Yeah.
thing that
Yeah.
goes
Yeah.
across the top of the
He's
water.
got
He was
the
always looking for
aluminum
the
boat with the
Yeah.
big motor. in it.
Yeah.
He had a revolver, and he was trying to fall a tree, and he stuck the barrel of the
He's got a
revolver
44 with a
in it,
barrel on it that long.
and he was prying the tree to try to get it to fall
My dad
with
whooped
his
ass.
pistol.
My dad's a
Oh
gun
my
nut.
God.
He'd have whooped his ass.
Okay, Dean says Cy was in the Army.
Yes,
That dude's dumber than a wet box of hammers.
Yeah, he's yeah.
Okay.
Mountain Men. If you watch Mountain Men, they're coming back on. They're fake too.
Yeah.
A lot of the work's done for them, but
Love that
it's
show.
still interesting to watch.
Yeah.
I love that show.
Yeah, I do too. I love Mountain Men.
Well, because they teach stuff on that. There's stuff you can actually use
Yeah.
in that Mountain Man show.
Yeah.
The other shows that they have, you can't use half that shit that they're talking about.
Yeah.
Except for the cars.
Mountain Man thing.
There's another one of those shows.
Shelby was on
X-Men.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's another one of those shows, and I'm not going to name the name. But
With
the
two
person,
guys?
no,
Oh.
this is one single guy, and it's not Les Stroudman. Okay. He's supposedly former British SAS. Just so you know, if you're a big fan of this guy and his Gerber tools that he puts out, he was a fucking cook in the SAS. I'll leave it at that.
What's wrong with cooks?
In other words, he wasn't some badass. He was a fucking
He
cook.
wasn't a special force.
Well, now hold on a minute.
He was a special cook.
Under Siege, the Dark Territory was Seagal. Wasn't he a cook? He whooped a lot of ass. That's all I'm saying.
He was also a fucking SEAL.
Bear Grylls ain't no Steven Seagal.
No.
No. He's
Anyway,
good
Anyway,
dude.
before we go any further,
Good
I
dude.
got a question for all the vets right here,
okay.
right? Your opinion of being a vet is anybody that has served in the military, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
If you
Especially
served-
those got out with honorable discharge.
I was always
Yes.
told it was this: if you pass boot camp, you'd be considered a veteran.
Yes.
If you got
Okay.
a DD-214,
You are a vet.
you're a
Okay.
vet.
1978, 1979, 1980. You
Okay.
served in Panama.
Right.
You know, you do not get veterans benefits.
What?
That's a whole nother. Yeah, he's right. There's a whole other bunch of them too.
Yep.
There's part of Vietnam. My dad can't get in. He was in Vietnam.
Yeah.
He killed a lot of
Mhm.
mofos. Certain part of Vietnam they're not paying for.
Right.
There was a fire down in St. Louis, Missouri,
Uh-huh.
and it burned up a lot of records, a lot of military records.
I remember that.
So,
I remember hearing about that.
so it's not the veterans' fault, but a lot of the veterans can't get any benefits.
Because the records
You
are
can't
gone.
prove it.
Right.
These can be proved in Panama, but they say they're not allowed to get the VA benefits.
Why?
You know, National
don't
Guard used to be
prove
the same way
Yeah.
until some years back. They
Yeah.
wouldn't- if you got hurt in National Guard, you were just hurt.
Yeah.
And now when they
I got in
they
right
said-
at the time that was coming out, which I was never in Panama.
Right.
I was at Fort Riley and over in Turkey.
Mhm.
But the ones in Panama, and I got
I
a
wonder
friend
why.
up in Winston
Huh.
that's a year older than I am, right?
Mhm.
He does not qualify for veterans benefits, and he served 4 years in the U.S. Army.
Alaskan bush people is fake as fuck too. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
You know, they're like, and I don't know why the VA's like that. I have no
because
idea
it's
why.
a bureaucracy.
Mhm.
And it's not even a bureaucracy. It's a fucking business.
You know, like I served time in Bosnia. I can't get a Bosnian ribbon. Can't
Why?
don't know. Because they didn't count it. So I came in Bosnia, they took my K-bar from me, because they used it over there. They took some other things from me. Because they didn't count that. It was counted as a conflict, not a war. That's what they tell us at the time. Looking back now, it's a fucking war just like any other.
Yeah.
Right? But when you go buy hats, I see you guys buying hats, what's that? What the fuck do you mean, what's that? That was before golf and in between the two golf,
Yeah.
things. But because it was, I got a JMUC, which is high, it's a high bill, but it was presented
Joint
to me.
meritorious. Yeah.
Yeah, Joint Meritorious Unit Combination Medal. It was presented to me by the Spanish Marines.
Really?
Okay. VA didn't want to recognize that at first. It's on my DD-214.
Yeah. If it's in your service record,
If
they
it's
have
in
to
the
recognize
record,
it.
they have to.
That's like my
acknowledge it.
NATO.
Yeah. Now
I've got my NATO medal.
my DD-214 form is not quite accurate. I was told to shut up.
I know a lot of people meet you. A lot of people, the DD-214 is.
Yeah. And before y'all tell me, go get it right, I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm being taken care of. They're taking care of me. I'm not going to rock the boat. That's why I don't do that. But I was told, I said, hey, this ain't quite accurate. Don't worry about it. You got your JMUC, right? Yeah.
Well, we're at the end of the show and we haven't asked one single fucking trivia question.
Oh, you bring it down.
Well, I don't have a trivia question because it's such a charged up deal that I didn't
Right,
put
right.
one down.
So you know
I
what?
got a trivia question.
Okay,
I'll
well,
give
here
them
we
an
go.
easy trivia
I
question.
got a trivia question.
Hold on.
If you're going to a protest, what dairy product you need to bring?
Okay, there we go. For let's say 39 entries. Everybody who answers this one correctly will get 39 entries.
There you go. Speaking of that, did you hear about this girl? She makes this frozen dairy dessert beverage that apparently causes young men to be attracted to outdoor gathering areas.
Oh.
And for a nominal fee, she will instruct you.
Does her
on how
milkshake
to-
bring all the boys to the yard?
That's what I'm talking about.
Anyway, that's your question.
Let me ask you something.
He's a fucking idiot.
Do you watch Harry
Hold
Potter?
on, Bubba.
I do.
You watch Harry Potter?
Yeah.
So right now,
Harry Potter, yeah.
Jeff asked the question again. 39 entries to everybody who puts the answer in the comments right now.
What dairy product are you required or you should bring to a protest
/ riot.
/ riot?
39 entries for everybody who says milk right now.
I was going to say, we talked about it earlier.
We talked about it enough. I don't know why I didn't
Dean
just say it.
Cerny. I got him down first. You back down? Oh, he's on. I got him first.
And we'll wait a couple of minutes here. I know we're going over our normal time.
April.
Oh no.
April.
But if you
We
need
got
the
April.
milk,
April. All right,
if
you
you
already
need
write
the
her down?
milk to put in your eyes, why would you throw it at a cop?
Because
I wouldn't have it. I'd have my milk drunk. Okay. I'm not wasting that shit.
So
It's $4 a gallon.
yeah, I know.
Did you see that vegan lady? She was dumping the milk on her and put it in her mouth, and then she was spitting it out and washing her mouth out with water. And then another lady wouldn't use milk because it's a sign of white supremacy and couldn't put it on herself.
Shut the fuck up.
What?
Yeah, she
Then go get chocolate milk, bitch.
she wouldn't put milk on her because of that.
See, this is all stupid. Goes too far. You know, one of the best
Are
arguments,
you laughing too?
and I know we're going over a little bit here, but one of the best arguments I ever had with I ever witnessed in my life, had 3 black guys in this bar. 2 of them loved the game pool. Loved the pool. I was a good shot, so we all played. I said, asked one guy, "You want to play?" "Nope, I ain't playing that damn racist game." He said, "What's so damn racist about that pool game?" He said, "Look, the white ball controls every other ball on the table, and he hits the black ball last." And the other black guy said, "I'm not gonna play 9 ball." He said, "Chinese last." They were his own people were dogging on him.
Yeah, because he was trying to be a smart
Smart
ass.
ass.
A game is racist?
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's-
Anyway, with that, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We will be doing the exact same format next week, where we will do 30 minutes on Facebook, and the rest of the show will be on YouTube only.
All right,
So,
those of you tuning in, there's no show tonight with Carl.
Nope.
so no PNR, but Carl's here. So,
Boom.
with that being said, guys, thank you so much for hanging out and joining with us.
By the way,
And-
Athen, it's pronounced Donna Daga Ahoy. Okay?
What?
Athen and Cameron is watching the show. They didn't know how to pronounce it. I've said it 500 million times.
Right.
On the show.
Well, they don't pay attention to this. So,
Donna
yeah.
Daga Ahoy.
which is, yeah. So with that being
There's no
said,
good
guys,
line on it.
thank you so much from all of us here at Woe Entertainment. We'll talk to you guys next week.
Share the YouTube channel.
Yes.